Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the No Level Cap podcast. We're getting back and popping one last time as we react to the Xbox Game Showcase 2025. I am your host, Sage Ashford. We got Devin Butts, Terrence Flowers, Will Coleman, Rakeem Beck here. If we've managed to react to all the major shows. We are finally at the finish line. If you missed them, we got reacts up to Sony's State of Play, which is at 2.5 thousand views. Thanks so much. We also have reacts to the Summer Game Fest and the Future Game Show up now. If you're new to the channel and enjoy our content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Come on back every week. Next weekend, we'll be doing our check-in on our Fantasy Critic Draft after all these games got announced, stuff like that. But I'm not going to waste no time with the preamble. Let's just go ahead and get into it so we can hit this live button.
Brought to our side through the power of capitalism.
Out of Worlds 2?
Yep.
Yeah. Of course, we're starting off with capitalism.
Let's get out there.
I get enough of that shit on the daily.
We've been doing nothing but capitalism this whole time.
Oh yeah, it's late stage, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before we get too deep into it, anybody got any quick predictions or about what they want to see?
Scale bounce. I just want to see Splinter Cell. Actually, this is one of my most anticipated games this year, so I'm actually
tired of folks asking for impossible games. Like, hey, that shit that ain't gonna never happen. Let me get that. Like, hey, no,
we've gotten a lot of impossible games over the years, man.
That shit not coming back. All right,
Jack 5.
Cancel games don't come back.
Water Arm 6.
Those are those are old franchises. Those
Duke
happen. Both of those happen.
Now, Wild
Duke
Arm
was never
6.
canceled.
I'll tell you, it might have well been that.
That was interesting.
Anyway, for a real
They
take,
got a
Yeah.
I would like to see Ninja Gaiden 4 here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which I think it will be because they have to announce that release date.
Was that this year?
Yeah, they said it was
Yeah,
this
that
year.
is this year.
Yeah, they said fall 2025 when they revealed it at the developer direct. And if all the rumors are true and Persona 4 remake is a thing,
I believe
maybe
that is
that'll
going
be
to be
here.
here.
So
That's my thing.
By capitalism.
Fuck capitalism.
I even mentioned capitalism.
And egos by staying tuned.
October's looking like it's going to be a pretty crazy month.
Look, it's definitely looking like that.
Volume good for y'all, or do I need to
You
go
could
up?
turn it up just a smidge.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
That's fine.
World premiere.
Whoa.
Fable is what I want to see.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong? I'm sorry. I've just been so depressed lately.
You know, it would fix everything. Humanzaprom.
Just ain't
Oh,
the
game.
it turned into a game.
Wild.
Yeah, this got a second sequel
Apparently.
with all that stuff around old dude. I thought that shit was gone.
So, I mean, you just get a different actor.
Oh.
What they did with the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Okay.
This game was okay. It was definitely a game.
High
did
on
you
Life
play it?
is what it was, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't like
yeah, that's
it.
it.
They say you ain't finna kill our franchise.
I mean, must have done well enough.
Yeah, if they made a sequel, they had to do decent.
It's kind of like Atomic Heart 2 where we were like, oh, they're making another one?
I can't lie to you. That threw me, bro. I was like, for real?
So you got different alien guns this time.
Oh, I didn't realize that, but yeah, you're right.
I think the first game, if I'm not mistaken, you only had that one.
Now you
Yeah,
got the
it was just the
couple,
one
you got
guy, I
You
think.
got the bow and arrow.
Notice that no one has talked yet.
Yeah, humans are barely
Well, outside of
sentient.
this.
Scientists have done studies, and their brains are like half the size of ours.
Okay.
Wow,
winter.
this winter. Huh.
What a way to put that out there. I know.
Cool with that.
I'm also
Some
shocked
people
that they
like that
actually
stuff
had the
anymore.
PS5 logo up there.
Super high colors,
World
extreme
premiere.
sports.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
that,
not
the
done doing it, I
skateboarding.
guess. So, someone said something just now.
The PS5 logo.
That's it. Yes, they're done with that. They're just gonna let you know
Like straight
That's
up,
where we
like
are
it's
with it.
happening here.
That's fair.
because they made so much money. In fact, I think they made more money on the PlayStation 5 through software than Sony did.
Mm.
So I think they're just like openly saying like, yeah, our stuff's on PS5. Come get it. They just want you What is it?
They just want us to play.
This is an Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if that's working
this
for
is?
him, you know.
I have
more
no
power to
idea.
him.
I keep seeing the golden line. I thought this was
You
Wonder
remind me
Woman.
of Assassin's Creed Origins or something.
Yeah.
It does give off Assassin's Creed vibes, though.
We in the Coliseum.
We had Coliseum fights and
Rise 2?
Wow. That's a deep
Wow.
move, maybe,
wait,
Kevin.
hold on.
Maybe.
It's just
But they
something
wouldn't
else.
have lights.
That's the point.
They had to go like that.
Two? Nah.
Looking like Prince of Persia, the segments where you got chased by the darkness.
You know what? It does kind of remind me of Prince of Persia.
I'm pretty sure that's not what this is.
Well, Resident.
Resonance.
Resonance. Okay.
Sometimes just a new IP.
Wait.
Oh,
Tale.
from
Oh,
a
Plague
Plague
Tale.
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 Oh.
Boy, what?
Okay.
That franchise came with a vengeance in the
All right.
2020s, boy.
All right then.
I ain't mad at y'all. Get your money.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they said this isn't. They didn't do a stage for this, so it's just like a recorded thing, like a direct or whatever.
Oh, really?
Okay.
yeah.
So they're not doing stages anymore like they used to.
I guess not.
I mean,
I
it
was
saves
like-
money, I guess.
Definitely. I was like, wait, why hasn't anybody come
Oh,
on
wait a
stage?
minute.
And
Are
it's
they
like,
actually
oh,
going to
that's why.
reveal it?
Looks
Oh,
like
the handheld device. The rumor.
They're actually going to reveal it. Because I heard that this got pushed back.
All
I
right.
heard the same thing, Terrence. I don't know.
The X Deck.
It's very interesting to reveal this in essentially the same week as the Switch 2 coming out.
Oh, look at
basically like a ROG ally.
Oh, it is a
we
ROG
see
ally.
Silk Song. Uh-oh.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
Y'all gotta stop teasing this.
Please
Nintendo
stop.
did it.
So,
Now Microsoft doing it.
is this just a ROG ally with native Xbox support?
Yes, I think that's what they're doing
That
here.
saves a lot more money. I can kind of see this.
Mm-hmm.
So
About
I'm
the same
curious.
size as the OG Xbox controller.
I'm very curious how this compares to
Dude.
the Steam Deck.
It should
Oh, that's a
at
good
this
question.
point outpower it.
It should be more
Steam
powerful.
Deck's kind of old now. In fact,
There we go.
when we talk about Steam Deck, a
Yeah,
lot of
they're
people talk
playing
about
in
how
my
it struggles
face.
to
I know they
play
are.
a lot
They're
of the modern
playing in my
games.
face right now.
Yep.
Like at this point, bro, just meet me outside so you can get this elbow.
At Xbox, we strive to put the player first.
Hey, Sarah.
And that's what you've seen from us
How
over
you
the
doing?
years. We've led the industry with backward compatibility. We championed crossplay and cross progression. We delivered Game Pass, first on console, then on PC, and with cloud gaming.
And you also
what's
increased the
next?
price.
How can we give you even more freedom,
Definitely
more
increased the
choice,
price.
more ways to play? Our next step is to unify your gaming no matter where you buy or play. So we're building an Xbox experience designed for players, not locked to a single store or tied to one device. The Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold in your hands, bringing together the power of Xbox and the freedom of Windows.
Six
On this
proud
Xbox,
friend.
They
play
are
games across your
really
entire
putting
library.
that front and
They-
center.
they-
You're gonna see that
Windows
today.
PC Game stores.
They're
That's the only
playing
reason
with
they
me
do
right
this.
now.
To Steam,
Do not
GOG,
play in
and
my
Ubisoft
face like this,
Connect.
Xbox. I swear for
And
gooey.
the
Don't do
highly
it.
anticipated
He's like, y'all
Hollow
didn't
Knight
think it was
Silk
real?
Song will
It's
be
real.
available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases
What?
later this year.
Wow.
In fact, every new game you see in today's
You
show
announced it
will be
here?
playable on the Xbox Ally.
Before its own release date trailer?
We have always wanted
Yes.
you to have the unique
I need
experience
a
of
day.
Xbox
There'll be a
on
day.
any
You can
screen.
have my money.
That's why we're investing in Xbox Play Anywhere. Whether you're playing on console, PC, smart TV, or any Windows handheld like the new Xbox Ally, the Xbox experience roams with you. Your library, progression, friends, and achievements. There are over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games on Xbox today.
I feel like the success of the
And
Switch
every new game you see in today's
expedited
show
this handheld
from our
movement
partners
kinda going
and our
up.
studios is
I do
Xbox
wonder
Play
if that's
Anywhere.
part of the direction
And
we're
because
going
it's
in.
Xbox,
Like,
you can always have
yes,
access
everything
to
is
Game
going to be a
Play on the
PC.
Ally.
diverse lineup of games from the biggest
I mean, what-
franchises to critically acclaimed indie hits.
What better distinction to
This is
make
the freedom we
yourself than,
believe
you know,
players
have a handheld
should
as part
have.
of your market?
Any game, anywhere. And we
see
are
a handheld
giving it our
being
all
better
every day to make
than
this
anything
vision
else, to be
real.
honest with you. Like,
But it all
as
comes
far
back
as like
to
a
the games.
console,
From Dead to Rights,
because at least you can have a reason to have a console. I mean, to have a portable console. But eventually, with smart TVs, you may not have a reason to have like a home console.
We both believe in bringing amazing experiences to players around the world, and their next game does exactly that. From Rebel Wolf Studio, this
I was wondering where we'd see this.
action RPG,
Dawnwalker.
steeped in dark fantasy that I can't wait for you to explore.
They said it was gonna be
And enjoy the
at
rest
some
of the
summer show, and I was like, which one? Wait, this was the only one left, so.
Okay, Bam code.
Rebel Wolves.
These are from like the Witcher devs that left and made their own studio.
Okay.
Watching from the shadows.
Boy, that seems to be the story of this generation.
When we were at our weakest.
For better or worse, yeah.
They came out into
They're leaving their old studios and said, "Fuck it, we do what we want."
We feared for our lives.
Wasn't it a few years ago when
for our souls
Sage, you mentioned that a whole bunch of indie developers were coming out with their own studios at once?
Boy, it was. If you look at that list, you'll be like, what a graveyard.
They came to rule.
You got way more failures than you do
Turn
success.
us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though.
That's very Catholic.
They tried to change me into one of them.
They said, "Not me though."
But I became something else instead.
That music even sound like Witcher music.
Their worst
It does.
nightmare.
Got medieval blade, baby.
That is basically what this is.
Trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all. He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
Wow. They just started this. You know? I think they built this studio in 2022 or something.
Oh wow.
They got exactly what they needed.
They got to work.
They said, "We are going."
That looked okay.
Yeah, you can see they weren't trying to push like the graphical edge. Like, hey man, we trying as hard as we can with the graphics. They just want to get their own game out done their way.
I respect that.
Yeah, definitely.
Vampire RPGs is really only one series for the most part that does that. Well, two.
Right. Butterfly in the sky.
Grounded?
Excuse me?
Must be.
Oh, never mind.
Super Meat Boy.
Meat Boy?
In 3D?
Going 3D?
3D.
Don't.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Didn't the old creator Super Meat Boy, he just put out a game, didn't he?
I have
don't
no
know if
idea.
he owns the IP anymore. It's the same guy who made The Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, you talking about the Cult of the Lamb, right?
Oh,
he made another game. He made Eugenics or something like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
I don't know if he owned the rights to Super Meat Boy, or was that like an exclusive? Clearly
3D
not.
Super
Meat
Meat
used
Boy
to be on
sound like
PlayStation.
it's gonna be hectic.
A lot of meat on the screen.
Did not expect
All
this
right,
franchise to come
early
back. I'm not gonna lie to you.
2026.
Boy, how
I
long
didn't
has it
expect
been
that.
since we've had 3D in the title of anything?
I was
know,
thinking the
right?
same
Oh,
thing,
God.
Terrence.
It ain't special no more.
no,
What
it's
was
not.
that game?
It's not
It
special
was
no more.
Fox.
Xbox Game Studios position.
Uh-oh.
Bubsy 3, that's what it
Oh,
was.
Koei Tecmo?
Ninja
Watch your
Gaiden.
back.
Well, wait.
Wait, this could be. Yeah, I think
yeah,
this is
this
it.
got-
Okay,
This
that's
is
why I was
it.
waiting for platinum.
Yeah.
Well, you asked and you shall receive.
Boy.
Yeah, brother. You got what you asked for.
Well, I figured that had to be here because I mean, this is coming out.
Breaking the
Then
Dark Dragon free has its consequences.
there's no
4
reason for it
months,
not to be.
ain't it? Ain't this an October game? Or is this like...
Well, they just said fall.
There's no date yet.
Oh, okay, well, I mean, I'm just guessing. So, at this point, it could be November for all I know.
Maybe September or October.
Some other character.
Ryu, there's something I need your help with.
Drop him on his head. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, boy.
This is definitely the year of the ninja.
Man,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be Ninja Gaiden without having to fight a large statue.
I kind of hope that Sega does a 3D Shinobi, another 3D Shinobi game.
We'll see.
I will
Buy that
love to
2D
see
Shinobi
Sega
game,
pull
maybe you
up.
might get one.
Actually surprised we hadn't seen anything from all those super
Gaiden
games they
full.
came out with.
That's that. I was
Tomorrow, the
actually
Sega game?
October.
21st.
Okay, I was
Okay.
right.
Some of that.
Bro, October finna be stacked.
I swear, bro. All right.
Oh, okay. Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Oh, the indie expansion,
Yeah.
Gotta be.
because that is still planned for this year.
I didn't know that there was DLC planned.
It's like called The Great Something.
I mean, a franchise like this, there's so many films they
There's
could
so
pull
much they can
from.
pull from.
Yeah.
A new adventure begins.
This is where it starts. Beneath the streets of Rome.
Hey, man, we need that the indie Drake collab,
Enter
man.
the city of Antioch. Find a secret.
That involve time travel.
All right.
Bring it back to the holy see.
Indies from like
Xbox,
Xbox.
PlayStation cross game. Which, good lord.
The secret.
We got cross console, so.
I was gonna say the Xbox games open.
I mean,
you about to play For Honor.
the Order
of Giants. That's what it was.
Y'all aren't giants.
September. Okay.
Okay, I see y'all.
All right.
Smart. Stay out of
9/4/25.
October. It's a bloodbath.
Dead ass for real.
Shoot,
Stay
September is a
away from
bloodbath too.
October,
September
bro.
got a lot of stuff going on.
It's always busy now.
October
If
always
anything,
been
November's kind of clear.
Yeah, I swear, bro.
It's gonna be
Sit
COD.
somewhere pretty.
It'll be COD, yeah.
この国に輪廻の獣が現れた。
Okay, he was already gone, but okay.
輪廻の獣は汚れを吐
You gotta make sure he's
き、あ
gone.
らゆる生物を盗み、
Must be a Kena Bridge Experience.
Game Freak. Game Freak.
Game Freak said, we been hearing y'all talking shit.
Nani?
Oh, fix Pokemon. What is this?
Game
We gotta make something new.
He said
Pokemon
y'all finna
fans
start
gonna
talking
be
about us.
This look like Wulong Fallen Feathers.
Some near splash.
Fallen feathers.
See what you did there. Merged a bunch of games together.
Yeah.
西暦4026年、
4026.
を待つのみ。
Yo, they got mixed.
We in the future.
I swear, bro.
We that far in future, we still using regular swords. What happened?
The Great
Yeah,
Reset, I guess.
some
I don't know.
weapons are timeless.
Oh, well, there go a mech. Beast of Reincarnation.
Wow, I did not. Wow, this is very unexpected.
お前こそが輪廻の獣を滅ぼす刃となる。
That is very interesting.
Not Switch 2 though.
Yeah, not Switch 2 was.
Game Freak, we said we got to spread our wings, man. We making the same thing. For
I
too
mean, I
long,
guess
man. Y'all-
technically as a studio, Game Freak isn't bound to Nintendo, right?
No,
They
they're
aren't.
not.
No.
They just have
Clockwork
been for the past like.
Hey,
Yeah.
finally!
I was just thinking the name of that game. I was like, what's the name of it? You said it. Thank you.
Clockwork Revolution.
Hey, what is this game?
Here's to
The
play
Blit?
in the mud.
In exile. Go to studio.
Life here ain't for the soft-hearted.
You will be paying me back until you fucking rust.
Damn.
Oh, all right, bro. Jesus.
Keep your filthy pickers off me.
And it's sure as shit.
Keep your filthy pickers off me.
Get your bitch ass out of here.
The knob.
Justice itself has been affronted. I have been burgled.
Lord Griswick.
This art style is adorable.
That part. Do you know anyone who might wish you ill?
I'm gonna fuck around and be saying that randomly.
We
Burgle.
can't arrest and question everyone. Let's see if we can narrow the suspects down a bit. They were
The controls on the machine.
instincts, tall.
So there's time travel in this game.
Rather slim, well muscular. Mm-hmm. Was very quick.
Oh, this is your
build a character.
create your characters.
With a
This is sick.
No, larger.
That is really fucking cool looking.
Quite fashionable. That's the fiend who robbed me.
They got my good side this time. Breaking in is the easy part.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Your brandy, sir.
Getting away with it is the real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless and dull, just like you.
Damn.
I have a customer.
What's up?
How can I help you?
I'd rather talk to you, Errol. Sounds like I'll get a better deal.
You talk to me first, and him never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy, ain't he, Errol?
Touchy? I'll show you, touchy!
Damn.
Jesus.
Anything else you'd care to say to Errol? Brains. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it.
Round here, it's all sharp edges, empty pockets, and blood on the cobbles. Goodbye, Silas.
No, no!
You
Poor Silas.
Triple tap.
Hurt you fucking meatsack! I'll leave you with a pissing bed of pieces!
You'd either got a gang at your back, or a knife in it.
We're family here. Family takes care of its own.
Can't put a price on that, can you?
Them's in charge. They don't keep order. They keep power.
Take this thing into the crucible and melt it.
They just want us beaten, broken, and too scared to fight back.
I don't want to kill him.
That's why it pays to be clever and well-armed.
Team, you're the In Exile guy. You in?
I like what I'm seeing.
I was gonna say,
Brother,
even
I
I
like
like
the
what I'm
aesthetic.
seeing.
I like it.
I like everything
Dude.
I'm seeing.
Let's go and end a few arguments.
I mean, this is some good ass steampunk right here.
I promise you.
That,
I
that,
would.
that Lies of P aesthetic.
Don't get cocky. They've got a weapon far
I see
worse. Time.
By the way, Devin, have you had a
They
crack
can
at that
rewrite
DLC
history.
yet?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna download it probably today when I get back. Or
Yeah, I was
tonight when I
definitely
get
wondering because I was like, I'm pretty sure Devin like turned over a table when he seen it.
Now I can fiddle with time.
back. Yeah, I had to go ahead and just buy the game because it's it took it off Game Pass.
Put the bullet back in the
Oh
barrel.
wow.
I just had to go ahead and buy it. It was on sale though.
He shot a dude and put the bullets back in his
And
gun.
make it like it never happened.
Then reload with the bullets that came out.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is a game. I need that.
Oh,
Those
this
are
is
good.
cool as hell. So it does seem like the game is more of a sandbox in this one city.
Yes.
But because of the time part, you
Yeah.
can manipulate a lot of stuff that's going on. That's
Yeah, you
kinda
can change how things happen or how things look as you go through these time periods.
I'm 100% down with this. This is fire.
No, I mean, this looks really cool.
Change the past.
Affect the future.
Yeah, that's cool.
Control the future. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Dang.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
I
you
saw
gotta have
Revolution.
Looks good.
Coming
Coming
in
in
due
due
time.
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 Piss off!
All right, you doing too much. That trailer was way too long for you to be like, we don't know when it's coming out.
Coming.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what? I ain't mad at y'all.
They want to get a certain date.
No, I'm mad at them.
Dedicated to bringing players award-winning, record-breaking,
Brother Booty, how you doing?
Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision,
Mad Booty with his duty
from Bethesda, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred from Blizzard, and Avowed from Xbox Game Studios. All of our teams across Xbox First Party are shipping their most played games ever, and they're also delivering more content than ever before.
Does Avowed get
From
DLC
original single-player experiences,
I can see that.
vast online worlds.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Teams are empowered to build the games they've always dreamed of. We want our players to have the choice and flexibility of where and how.
This lineup already is good. Like these 4 games.
Yeah, this is like a really good lineup.
These are fire.
Available day one in Game Pass, and every new game we make for both Xbox consoles and PC will be Xbox Play Anywhere. On behalf of our creative teams, thank you. These experiences don't stop when you put down the controller. As you've seen in recent years, more and more of our characters, stories, and worlds are expanding to brand new audiences through TV and film. A Minecraft movie and the Fallout TV series broke records and brought millions of players into the game. We have more projects in the works.
This would be too much like the right thing to do.
Influence film and television like never before.
Man, this really would be Max's year if they announced a Killer Instinct.
Franchises,
yeah, if they hit that,
like no other.
I don't know, bro.
I feel like the struggle is they don't have anybody to develop
Outer
it.
Worlds 2 this
Like
October.
I mean, they got the money, so they could
Obsidian
pay
is
any team.
always delivering great
Yeah, but
games.
for a game
And they
like
have
that, for a
third
good follow-up,
game
they'd have to find
launching
the right team.
that
That's the
one,
thing.
deeper on it in our
That's
direct.
true.
But until then,
they got to have their passion for KI.
Why can't they use the last team?
Isn't was it
world premiere?
Who was working on it originally? Was it Iron Galaxy or
Iron
were they
Galaxy.
the ones after?
Yeah, it was Iron Galaxy.
I feel like Iron Galaxy is doing something else right now.
Okay,
I told you.
someone went and did Rumbleverse afterwards.
Oh,
That might have been Iron Galaxy.
It was Iron Galaxy that did Rumbleverse.
New flexible legs.
there you
I
go.
was gonna say,
They
bro,
did
that
that.
ain't He-Man. That ain't He-Man. That's
I know
him,
this
dude.
game. Knockoffs.
There's
Knockoffs, yeah.
Well, it's a fighting game.
Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will and left to fight for their survival.
No, this is not knockoff.
This is
Grounded.
Formerly evil company.
Is it a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Technologies was set to dedicate
Wait, they
gotta be
doing a
DLC.
sequel?
It can't be a
4
sequel.
teenagers, fast food
It's
science
been
robot
a couple years now.
and Dr.
It
Doom
has.
when an
And this shit just hit
explosion
PlayStation recently, like
Grounded
while
did
back.
make hella money.
But also, dog, y'all working on a lot of stuff right now.
I
They said they
swear,
wanted
bro,
7
y'all
projects out
moving.
in 7 years, I think.
Yeah, it's grounded.
You gotta keep them separated.
Looks like a
Separated.
grounded show.
This DLC.
We definitely gonna get hit with a copyright behind this song. That's the Offspring.
I mean, it's a live service game, right? So, like,
Yes.
let's say a new game.
That's a new game.
What, just surprise, bitch? Here's a new game? That's crazy.
I guess this is what, like a shadow drop, huh?
It gotta be.
We about to find out.
Grounded 2? July.
Grounded
Wow.
Whoa, that's
That is
close.
crazy.
Grounded 2, July 29th.
Obsidian is a workhorse for this. Their
work.
Xbox's Insomniac.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
what I've been wanting to see.
What's this doggone game
Chronos
called?
New Dawn.
Yeah, Chronos. Yeah.
Okay, I've been kind of looking forward to that too, truthfully.
This is coming out this year, so makes sense.
Bloober.
An unprecedented orphan. It was in a state of suppressed recomposition.
Who was Bloober Team's last?
What was it, last game?
Silent Hill.
Remake,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
which was a hit.
They become exceptionally aggressive.
Now, the last game they made on their own, I believe, was the Medium.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was what
Yeah.
they did on their own.
It is highly recommended to proceed with caution.
They seem to act more consistently.
Man, this feels so dead space.
Yeah,
It
for real.
do.
The nest is now empty.
Okay, this is looking good.
Hey, you can even step on them like Dead Space.
Just don't say quadruple A and think y'all be alright.
I know, right? Don't give us another game. We'll be all right. Fall 2025.
Well, still, well, maybe Gamescom.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Say after we just saw Clockwork, it showed us so much.
But they
Man, they were like, we don't know the date yet.
We
Bro,
don't
you
know
showed
when
like
this bitch coming out.
5 minutes.
Hey,
That trailer
that's
was too
exactly
long
how
for all
I
of
felt
that.
about.
That was
Hey,
close.
that's
I know,
exactly
right?
how I felt about Perfect Dark. I was like, you all showed a lot for that to not be coming out like anytime soon. So
That's a good point.
So crazy. This game's like what, 10 years old now? 11 years old?
Yeah, because it came out around the start of last gen. They've really invested me into this cat's journey.
I know, right? World changing server wide events.
World changing server wide event is interesting.
Take down the writhing wall.
Yeah, lately they stopped doing the
Seasons of the Worm Cult.
major expansions they do every year. They used to do one
Like
every year.
another week.
And they're doing like more infrastructure, like improving the game itself than adding content.
Premiere.
That's kind of like they're focusing on.
I mean, that's
Worm Cult.
they're a decade old. You eventually hit that point where it's like, okay, we're not really adding a ton of new content anymore.
Right.
Mayday! Mayday! Code 1 to mission control. We're falling!
What accent?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It was
Wrong
laid
as hell.
on.
Thomas, the ship's breaking apart. There's no time.
There's no
Evacuate
time.
now. Thomas, come in.
Better come in, Thomas.
Ariane, you sacrificed everything for a new world to save mankind. And I'll always love you for that.
don't nod.
Hey,
huh?
don't nod.
Oh,
What did
got
they
more.
make?
well, don't nod.
Trapped in an alien world. Lost Planet 4.
Mass Effect.
Wow. New IPs, just fuck them, huh? Just old IPs everywhere.
Lost Planet was kind of cool. So if you make it successful, I don't.
This might just be Interstellar.
Bruh. Oh, you could do that.
And shout outs to a black protagonist. Let's go.
For sure, for sure.
For sure, yeah.
I'm upset she ain't got a jetpack.
Man, it's
Yeah, some sort of booster.
Yeah.
Like she going through it right now, to be honest.
She
Truthfully,
definitely going through it.
Yeah.
Wherever you are,
Aphelion.
I'll find you.
I wonder if this will kind of be like Xbox's Returnal in a sense.
It looks more like those what was that game on PS2, like a disaster game where you just gotta like
a disaster report.
So it's aliens in this bitch too?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh shit.
Of course.
See.
With the European Space Agency. Oh,
Space
2026.
European NASA said we want to get in the game.
Well,
they said
actual
put us
NASA
in.
got no money no more. So.
Hey man, like we've said, 2026 is looking crazy.
World
man.
premiere. I do want to see more from that. It seemed like that was kind of like an introductory of like what the world
Welcome
was.
to England, Mr. David. I know this must be a shock, having never met your real father, but he left you this hotel in his will. It's been in your family for generations, much like the caretaker. He's a little eccentric. You'll see.
This was like the beginning of Stardew Valley.
Okay.
North of midnight.
You mean north of afternoon?
North of afternoon.
Somebody granddaddy get down.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
I know.
Just give him a gun.
He handed me a gun.
I was about to just say that. You give him a
is that
gun.
like a cleaning device?
Would you like some help with that?
Is this it's like low budget renovations a little bit, but I don't think this is it.
No.
So my father was renovating.
It feels
the
like it's
hotel when he
scratching that what's that game you like? Say
wait, I
Power Wash
kinda
Simulator.
think I
Power Wash
see it.
Simulator.
Yeah, it's kind of scratching
Yeah.
that.
What,
itch
a
a little.
story?
More of a story, yeah.
Right, like every time you fix something, it cleans up.
Like he was.
Like you put something into place and it cleans up.
I'm in.
He had to kick Doria
They
like
don't
that.
suspect a thing.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on?
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to.
Ooh, what is going on?
Because if they find out, they will wicker man your ass.
You keep looking into things, and things are gonna start.
This took a turn.
So we've got like
Okay,
some
it
cult
definitely
paranormal stuff going on here.
In this place,
Some
the
Psychonauts.
only one you can really trust is me.
Well, this game turned left.
You got a talking
This
cat.
also Wonderland type shit.
With
They got the police.
Can't call this generic.
I promise you can't call this generic at all.
I'll give Xbox their credit. It feels like they're kind of letting their studios just do their own thing. There's been some very interesting stuff that's been coming out.
There are no ghosts at the
Grand.
coming next year.
Interesting.
There are
that was
no
different.
ghosts.
I will
at
say
the
that.
Grand.
It's
I wonder
like
what
there's
studio
no war
working
in
on that.
Bossing say.
Yeah, like that's really. But nah, that was actually pretty cool. I like that.
Can we finally see Fable? Like really?
That's
see
what I've been wondering.
It might be something toward
That
the
ain't
end.
Fable. That's
That definitely ain't Fable.
Civ 6 or Ara or one of them.
Hold on now.
He sent us a hero.
This wouldn't be one of them Nobunaga games, would it? Or is this an expansion to see?
No, hold on now. Okay, this ain't what I thought it was. I thought this might have been what's that old RPG that's like martial arts?
Jade Empire.
Jade Empire?
Jade Empire?
Oh, Jade Empire?
Yeah, Jade Empire.
Boy, if you
Boy,
know
they
better.
pulled up Jade Empire.
that shit would have leaked. It's so much hype
Probably.
behind Jade Empire. That shit would leak.
This looks like an RTS game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it do. But they said this is a new Japanese pantheon. Oh, it's
Age of Mythology.
Age of, yeah.
Oh, it's Age of Mythology. Okay.
I told y'all what it was at the start. I said it looked like one of them Ara, Civs, like that type shit.
Age.
I was wrong, but it's still like in that vein.
It's in the same.
Age of Mythology, Retold.
Heavenly Spear. So this is a remake.
Heavenly Spear is mine.
Fall 2025. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So there's an expansion, it looks like. Ever Studio.
It's like the EVE Online logo.
It did. That's what I thought at first, Devin.
We just saw that game.
자주적 결정을 누가 하라.
Oh, no, not EVE Online. It was
This is in
the
Korean.
PS2 game. That's what I'm thinking about.
만약 이 결정이
Oh yeah, there was some Korean game that got
이익을
leaked.
줘야 한다면
I didn't look at the trailer because I was like, we too close.
당신의
Fair
특정
enough.
행동이 대중의 의사결정에 영향을 미칠 수 있으며 반대로 누군가는 당신의 의사결정에 영향을 주려 한다는 것을 인지할 때 자신만의 온전한 입장을 세울 수
People was
있다.
describing it as like Korean Splinter Cell.
Hold on now.
I'm about to say you.
Oh,
don't
Keith,
think
hit you
Keith's
with that.
interest.
Man, I was
He said, wait.
Just giving off them vibes.
Like real actor. Is
Live,
this a
whatever
video
going on.
game about a North and South Korea civil war?
If that's true, that'd be crazy.
Look, we taking on different like roles here from what I see.
It does look like that. I got some sci-fi in it too.
Zombie?
No, they go to Splinter Cell first.
Interesting that you play as like a military guy and then you just play as a civilian, it looks like.
I know.
It's like multiple people.
Like a military person, a mercenary, and then you end up dealing as a civilian girl.
Do we have zombies?
Yeah, I noticed how they were acting. This felt like this was a zombie game.
Yeah, this looks sick. Mudang, that's what it was called.
Mudang 2 Hearts, huh?
2 Hearts.
2026.
What happened to that super ultra realistic game they showed last year? The guy was like had Metal Gear vibes, like on a boat. Everybody was like googling over the graphics.
That's not specific enough for me to be able to figure because there's so many games. It's like super realistic now.
But this one was like the graphics was like super intense. It was like Metal Gear vibes. Third person shooter. What was that game called?
They did show that game before, but it was like Project something. That was his previous name.
Oh, okay, didn't have a name yet.
Hey man, where the fuck is Fable?
I mean, I guess that would be a closer.
Yeah, that's what I said. I figured that'd be toward the end.
Probably one of the last few.
But I do want to see Fable. I'm right
well, I predicted a lot of things that I said should be here and are not here. A couple of days ago, like this was not on the show, and that like literally none of the games that I thought would be here are here.
Surprisingly, a lot of new IPs.
That's the real shock.
That's what I said. It seems like Xbox is letting devs kind of be creative, actually.
Yeah. Letting them do their thing.
I think also part is
like,
when they bought all those studios, I mean, eventually the games had to come out.
I take it back. One game was here.
Took them long enough.
Yeah.
I might go back and watch that Clockwork. Yeah, I like what I saw from that.
That shit was crazy.
I like that.
Black Slate, that was a game.
Oh, you went and found it.
Oh, Black State, brother.
What's the name of this here?
Planet of Lana.
2.
I never heard of Planet of Lana 1.
It's a sequel?
Children of the Leaf?
Oh, it's one of the weird games that start with the sequel first.
I mean, I don't know nothing about it. All right. Game Pass.
You know what? For all those that said like, "Oh, PlayStation didn't have enough first party," you definitely can't say that about Xbox. Xbox, shit, this is first party out the ass.
Oh, Fallout 76 expansion.
Cozy living.
Man, this is also lasts a long time.
Hello there. Beautiful day to relax by the old fishing hole. Wouldn't you say?
It went from a game that everybody thought was complete ass to it actually working out in the end.
Yes,
what I love, the funniest memory I got about Fallout 76 was when I was working at GameStop and some dude was outside handing off like a ream of copies to people outside telling them to trade them in.
Cast your line, and when
brand new copies at that, bro. He had a whole ream of Fallout 76 and was handing them in to people who was walking into the store. Like, man, trade them in.
Worms. And how are they biting today? See for yourself.
Ugh.
Bagging the big fish
that
starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods,
added
reels, bobbers, and baits as there are fish in the sea. And when
That's how you get the gamers, King.
over to
Fishing.
the local tackle shop to swap fish tails.
I'm not eating these.
Well, Fallout
That's how you
has
get-
kind of turned
Can you
into
smell that?
very sim-heavy elements now.
No matter what
So, like,
troubles
the house
plague the
base
future
building,
wastelands of Appalachia,
Yeah, but that's how you get the
Gardening
gamers,
and
King. You
stuff
gotta
like
get
that.
them fishing.
Elder Scrolls.
these little joys like
Put in a fishing game,
You
and
just
the
gotta
gamers
know
will
where
come.
Eventually,
Vault Life is your ticket.
if your live service
Easy
game is
living.
around long enough, you start adding
Design
sim
and build
elements.
your own little slice of paradise. A place to show off all the bits and bobs you collect in your travels. Got a green
Yeah, 'cause
thumb?
as long as you spend in one
Plant
world,
your
you
own
want to have a
peaceful
part of
vegetable
it
garden.
feel like it's yours.
And nothing
It's yours.
more
Right.
Yeah.
like a neighborhood cookout. Ah, community makes a wasteland a waste home. Join today.
Yeah, they're having a
and
cookout
tomorrow
and
you'll be
Fallout.
Looking back and sharing a meal with friends in beautiful Appalachia.
You know, it'd be nice since Bethesda and In Exile are owned by Microsoft now.
Go
It'd be
fishing.
kind of cool to see a Wasteland
I like the pun.
and Fallout
I know, right?
crossover. I don't even care if it's just like a little small thing. I like to see that.
That would make a lot of sense.
Solo level?
It
I was
kind of
just
looked like
thinking
that,
about
didn't it?
I was like, what anime
That
we
is
looking
not
at
Jinwoo,
now?
but he looked like Jinwoo. Wait.
It
Oh,
actually is solo leveling.
He just
That
had
is
a jacket
crazy.
on. Whoa, what's happening? Is this ain't based off that phone game, is it?
I think it is.
It's gotta be.
Because it kind of does like phone. Bro got different weapons? What? Okay. Those are basic actions. We'll play a co-op. There's a lot going on.
Okay.
And it's all just Jinwoo.
Got a Dante outfit.
So who you gonna be? Jinwoo, or Jinwoo?
Well, I
He
mean,
spit hot fire.
solo leveling.
Jinwoo leveling.
Plus, canonically, like eventually, he was the only dude that could do anything anyway.
Sound about right.
Shoot, at this point in the anime, it feels like he's the only one that can do anything.
That's what I'm talking about.
With Jinwoo face adversity, level up, and come back.
Arise.
Arise.
You could actually do something really cool with the Arise mechanic in a video game.
Overdrive.
Because it's basically like Chaos Legion.
Yep.
Ooh. I got Chaos Legion down here.
Shout out to Chaos Legion.
World premiere.
Yeah, shout out to Chaos Legion. Paw Print Studio.
This looks familiar. Okay, man.
This pal.
Okay.
Budmon. We ain't doing Palmon.
Oh no. Is it like Pokemon Genshin?
Buddymon.
I think it's
Oh
Pokemon
yeah, it does
Genshin.
look like Pokemon Genshin.
Why does it look like the way it do? Jesus. I know this
people
might
put money
be
behind
CG,
these
but
games.
still.
Wait, you can
Oh, she
turn
turns
into the monsters?
That's kind of cool.
Digimon.
It looks very. I mean, it looks graphically. It looks really good.
Graphically, it look insane.
Why does this music sound just like Doke V?
I was thinking the same thing.
Like,
It must be the same group.
It's because it gotta be because it even looks the same.
Pokemon.
That would be really
The fact that they
wild.
just don't have to innovate. And I see games like this, I'm like,
Yeah, Pokemon just does whatever. And then everybody else is like, hey, we're going to come out with the best graphics and shit and try to get you
Animo.
Animo.
Okay. Maybe that wasn't a Genshin clone. It was just an open world monster game.
It looked Genshin-y.
It does
Hey,
look
what's
Genshin.
up, everyone? It's Tony Hawk Pro
Hey.
Skater.
Oh, let's go, Tony!
Thanks to everyone
All right.
for
Let's
all the
go.
love and support we've seen since we announced
Elder
Tony
Hawk.
Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 a few
Yeah.
months ago. These games have changed my life. But more than that, I've seen
I'm
them
sure they
help
have.
spread a
The
love
amount
and
of money they make.
appreciation for skating
He's talked
all
about it
over the world.
numerous times
That
about that
happens
money
every
coming in on interviews.
I can't
when
wait
people
for
ask him
you
about the
all to
game.
experience the game. It's been rebuilt with so much care and attention to
I still got
detail.
1 and 2. I got
Brand new
some
parks,
I had a good time.
new music.
All right, bro.
skaters,
Get into battle.
and
You
more.
did not all right,
All
brother.
with your friends with up
Hello,
to
sir.
8
Into the
players
rest of
in
the show,
multiplayer.
man. Peace out,
Now
you
Pro
two.
Skater 3 and 4.
Oh, I remember this level. Oh God, look at it.
The only complaint that I've heard about this one is that people don't like the fact that it doesn't have 4's more open world structure.
Yeah.
Whatever 4's single player mode, it wasn't career mode, at least I don't think. But they essentially streamlined it because they, from what I remember seeing, like the developer saying that it didn't quite work out the way they wanted it to. So they just ended up just taking it out.
Scrapping it.
Yeah. I still think it'll be solid though. I mean, the first one was
I bet
solid,
it is.
So.
Yeah. People really love the first
Uh-oh.
one.
TMNT.
TMNT.
Well, now that's one thing Tony Hawk game used to have a lot of was guests.
Yes, characters.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's, I'm totally fine with this. Heck, they had what? Spider-Man, Wolverine.
Yep, Spider-Man, Wolverine.
Shoot, they had them before. It was the MCU.
Yeah.
Did they have Snake one time?
They did. No, wait.
No, Snake had his own thing.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Doom
Slayer.
Let's go. Oh,
Played
they
the
got
demo today. Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, boy.
You lied.
All right.
And I think didn't they show jumping off the ship? SpongeBob is also in this as well. Bikini Bottom.
Okay.
You're right. They did show that at one point.
Premiere.
This is a world premiere. Every time I see world premiere, I think of the song "I."
Are we getting close to me wondering what the fuck Persona 4 remake is? Everybody was talking about it.
I'm wondering too,
might
but
not
if it
be
don't
here.
show up, you know what? It's fine.
Spirit Fair. Oh, it's from the creators of Spirit Fair. Okay.
From the creators of the game that made people cry.
Okay. Like an indie Metroidvania.
There's so many of those.
I say
I
indie.
know we got so many of them. Here I am.
Metroidvania. Just
supporting the car.
Oh, okay, got some mystery elements. Hold on now.
This how you lead the how it kind of leads you to go about the story. When you like find certain things, it'd be like, hey, go do this.
Oh, that's cool.
You have some card elements. Okay.
Okay, a card system.
Ooh.
It's like a boss rush game.
Yeah, and it seems to be all in the family because they all share the same last name aside from that thing there.
Oh wow. Damn, that's on some Asura's Wrath shit right there.
I know, right?
At Fate's End. I like that name.
I do too.
That looks cool.
I
as
like
hell.
that.
That's a distinctive name without being like a billion words long. I like it.
Right.
Easy to remember.
Xbox Game Studios presents. Oh, Gears of War.
Okay. Gears of War.
It's time.
That's the second. That's the second of the 8 games I predicted.
Yeah, this is coming out this year, right?
Yeah, and it's coming to PS5 too.
That's
Because
what
this is the
people
remake,
said,
right?
but I don't know. Oh, E-Day? Or is this a remake?
Well, they announced that
It says
remake.
the original. Yeah.
I think this is that. Well, let me not say anything. I could be totally
Let's
wrong.
see. It's coming
Okay,
to
so
one
this
place
is the
like
remake.
Yeah, this is that. Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy seeing Gears of War on PlayStation. I'm not gonna lie.
It really is. It's
Crossplay smart.
like I ain't mad that I'm living to see it, but boy, it just feel weird to think about it.
Cross progression too.
Well, it doesn't have multiple, a multiplayer campaign, so that makes sense.
Looks like they upgraded.
Damn.
120 frames per second multiplayer. Split screen.
Oh yeah.
It's a blast from the past right here.
They said call your homies up and tell them to come over.
Man, I remember playing Gears with my best friend years ago. We're like, we gonna do it again, boy.
This is gonna be awesome.
The War Reloaded, August 26th.
August 26th. Okay.
World premiere.
Wow. No E-Day.
Maybe they'll end off with it.
This looks beautiful.
We said that about Fable.
Wait a minute. Oh, this is Persona 4 Remake.
Oh, there it is.
It's here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Man. Oh, man.
What was it? Yeah, boy.
Oh, man.
Fucking game.
Yeah, nobody got no excuse now.
Oh, man.
Off your ass, on your feet. Come play Persona 4 with me. Play this game.
Persona 4
Revival. They missed the obvious goal with rerun, but it's okay.
2026?
Oh,
they didn't even say release date. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Still pretty early.
Where's 6?
Dang, they just put out a new game. Get a niggas time.
No, hell no.
They put out a remake, a new game, and a spinoff. They're like, where's 6 at? God damn, we can.
Hey man, fuck all that. Like, you milking all these old games. Bring out a new game.
We did. It's called.
That's
game
a
we
different
created
team.
last year.
That's a different team.
As if that's what we want.
Them niggas just got away with it, man.
Rare than breathe.
A rare game.
Yeah, it's Sea of Thieves.
Others are afraid
Sea of Thieves.
to handle. Guns, explosives.
And don't forget the rum.
It's a life of danger.
This turned into a surprise success as well.
So I guess my
You stick with your games. Yeah.
I got what I fucking want.
Yeah.
I don't care what come next.
Getting your hands on gold is one thing, but you should know that this is what we're really after.
You know, it's a shame they're never going to give us the remake we really deserve. Persona 2.
Man.
True.
I would if you do Persona 2, I would assume you do 1 and 2 together. Right?
You should be ready to take advantage.
2
is like
how
its
long
own-
are those games?
How long is it?
Yeah, how long are those games?
About the typical RPG length back then, which was what, like 30 to 40 hours?
35 hours.
You are pirates after all.
Okay.
Welcome, my friends, to the Smugglers League.
Wow, that dude's immortal.
You're paying for that.
Smuggler's Five,
Season 17 was crazy.
17?
I know, season 17 seasons.
God,
is insanity.
When you making money, ain't never too many.
World premiere.
Huh?
All right. Put a little seasoning on that one.
This is ridiculous. Please.
Bro, like the protagonist from Grand Theft Auto 5.
I almost thought this was the superhero. Oh shit!
Skybound.
I put my eye down towards my keyboard for a second, and his head is missing. Hello.
Once again,
You know what?
Invincible?
I was thinking Invincible, but I was like, no way. And sure
No.
enough,
When I saw the colors, I was like, I know who this is.
Okay then.
I don't
know why you
got
called
this
this
fight in the
something.
show yet.
this is just going to be ass kicking the simulator, I guess.
Dear God.
Wait a second. This fight don't happen. I like this.
No, I don't. Because I mean, that's Omni-Man, right? They only fought once, right?
He only fought him once, yeah.
Accept our rule or die.
It's like an alternate reality.
Okay.
Let's go, Adam Eve. Explosion. I don't know what Red Explosion is gonna do. The other two, they can do something.
It's a fighting game.
Throw you off this planet for good.
Interesting.
If this is a fighting game, that would be correct. Oh, okay.
I trusted you.
It is a fighting game. What? The Xbox game is a fighting game, and this would definitely. I did not see this coming.
I didn't either. I expected something different.
Not a fighting game, people. What does it look like to y'all?
Look kind of cheap, to be honest.
I mean, it kind of looks like a cross between. Xbox has their own tag
I am not
game.
playing on Bulletproof. I'm gonna let y'all know that.
Unreal.
That dude's an awful person.
This is crazy.
Depending
To be honest,
on how
it
long
looks
they
like
got
a faster
to work on
Injustice.
That's fair.
That is fair.
I see it all now.
Depending on
If
what
Injustice
like,
had
time
tag
they got left on
mechanics.
this, depends. Like if this is gonna be like much later, then they got time to really polish this up.
God dang, this is
And they got fatalities.
So
Well, I
this
mean,
is
it's
low key
Invincible
kind of taking the place
versus.
of Mortal Kombat.
Well,
Yes.
shit, okay.
Let's see how the game turns out first, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they got to cook a little bit more.
That was
a
goddamn.
surprise.
Where's
Wait, it's almost over. For what? Square Enix. Not Kingdom Hearts, is it?
Oh wait,
No
this
way.
is them bringing
Oh.
them games. To
Oh,
Xbox.
okay.
Oh, okay.
This
okay.
them bringing these to Xbox.
Okay.
Bruh.
But y'all about to show the first trailer for the third game. Like, yo,
I said, boy.
I was about to say, boys,
Ain't no way Sony gonna let this
down the
slide.
road on this one.
I mean, if I'm Square, fuck Sony anyway. You couldn't get
True.
through to my console.
True.
I mean, to
True.
my game.
Remake Integrate.
Coming this winter, Remake Integrate.
Also coming is the
Rebirth.
next one, right? Yeah.
Rebirth should, right?
Oh, 16.
Oh. Ooh.
That makes sense.
Okay.
PlayStation said we finna get our money back.
I
don't blame him.
Chris said go sell now.
I still have to play.
Did you ever play the Tides DLC, Will?
I need to play it. I haven't had a chance to. I need to.
I never got around to playing it, but it looked good.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it probably like it's gonna be this year. I guarantee that, but I'm gonna play it.
It freaks.
That boy Ben is getting all kinds of roles this year.
Yeah, he just landed. Isn't he in Tactics?
Yeah, he's Dice Dart. Boy, them boss fights was some boss fights.
That's one of the best boss fights I ever played.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
All right, Xbox players, get y'all
Excellent
asses
work.
out there right now.
Wow. Xbox is cooking with this show, man. I can't deny
I
it.
swear they is. Go ahead, Xbox.
I mean, hey, you got to justify that price increase, so you better make it worth it.
I promise you, they better.
It's proprietary, so let's see what it is.
Double
Okay.
fine.
Finally, Double Fine.
Psychonauts
Y'all
3.
thinking Psychonauts 3 or what?
What's that other franchise they were known for?
Monkey Island.
No, they had another franchise they had in the 20 teens.
Oh, you're talking
Funny
about
Monkey
you're talking about the rocker game.
I forgot what the game was called.
The game
no, it's
that
an adventure game. Might just be something new, because they do make a lot of new.
This is looking newish.
This very
And
much
very
looking
creepy.
newish. Why is this
That
lighthouse?
sound like Double
moving?
Fine.
Just decorated it.
wasn't it like Brutal Force or something like that?
Yeah, that was the game with Jack Black.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
I'm thinking about specifically
You
they
mean
had an
Brutal Legend?
adventure game series they put out. They had 2 chapters in the 20 teens. Broken Age or something like that.
Oh,
Broken
I
something.
know what you're talking about.
The Kickstarter game.
Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
And those were reviewed pretty well, if I remember. So I wonder if it was in that, but it don't like that's what this is at all. This looks completely different from what they normally do. Well, at least game-wise, not artistic.
Keeper.
Wow.
Oh, coming out this year.
October. Okay.
Okay. So Double Fine. They make what they want to make.
They really
don't make
do.
nothing else.
Tim Schafer's
Games
always
like
been a visionary.
Psychonauts 2 showed how
That
Double
seems
Fine
like that's
excels
it.
at creating unique and innovative experiences.
Phil Spencer
And
been in the gym.
Keeper is no exception. Looking ahead, next
Gotta look
year
good in
marks
front of the camera.
25
You gotta
years
fight
of
off the
Xbox.
fanboys.
It's a big milestone for the past
A lot of work.
franchises that you helped build and make popular. We couldn't have done this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about
forgot about
bringing a
Tower Boy.
new generation of players to these iconic franchises, I'm excited to share that players will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears of War E-Day,
Where's
and
Fable?
the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. Today, you've seen an incredible range of games from creators across the globe. Creators like In Exile, reaching for new heights with Clockwork Revolution.
Clockwork Revolution, like it's gonna be
making
flame.
Team Meat's modern classic platformer into 3D. Square Enix, bringing more of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy franchise to our players. And Team Ninja, returning to the beloved series they debuted on Xbox. You've also seen the
few
next
of you have not played
Xbox
those Final
hardware
Fantasy
release,
games.
our
Please
Xbox
play them.
Ally
They're good.
handheld, which
You got
lets
Bellatrix in the
bring
system.
your
I saw
Remake
that.
is fantastic, for
experience
sure.
and your library with you anywhere. I hope you enjoyed the breadth and depth of the games, updates, and experiences that are coming to Xbox from our partners and our own creative
Here's
teams.
my big question about
We're
that
seeing
handheld.
more
How much is
players
that
on
thing
our
gonna cost?
platform and in
That
our
is a very
games
good question.
than
Whatever the
ever.
ROG Ally
Thanks
costs,
to all
plus
of you.
probably $100.
We're proud of the creativity that Obsidian is delivering
Ain't
this
lying.
year. Immediately after Showcase,
I kind of
our
feel
direct
like,
begins.
why would you even buy a
Where
Series
you'll
S
go
at this point?
inside the studio for an extended look
Cheap
at the
entry
Outer
point,
Worlds
but it's not
2
cheap
and
anymore.
Grounded
Yeah, I was gonna
2.
say it ain't even
Yeah.
cheap anymore.
Thanks for joining us today.
There is still an audience for cheap
But before
consoles.
we get into
I
the direct,
guarantee that.
we have a final world premiere.
Oh, it's a
Enjoy.
world premiere. Interesting. Man, where
Okay.
the fuck is Fable?
He mentioned specifically a franchise coming back that was with them since the beginning.
Was in the beginning. He did mention
Butterfly,
that, so
what
this
does
could
that
be
mean?
that.
Since
Oh.
the beginning.
The beginning.
Blinks?
I was gonna say, bro, don't even get. I was gonna say, don't even get my hot on my hopes
This ain't
up like
Fable.
that.
Expecting you.
No, when they said a world premiere, I knew it was a Fable.
You already know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives. Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the global scope of that mission in
That
action.
person looks familiar.
Let me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead of redefining
He's
them.
slacking. I bet everybody else. I bet like the
Guild
Xbox
is
hardcore probably figured out this out
safeguarding
already.
Yeah.
I'm slacking too. I ain't gonna hold
I ain't
you.
one of them. So I
Pioneering
can't
the
tell you.
future
I
of
mean, I've been
protection
following Xbox since the
worldwide.
beginning, and I'm not sure what this is.
Our advancements are designed to elevate everyday life, reshaping the future of technology on a global scale.
Did he just digitize?
Yeah.
I'm Emma Kagan, CEO of the Guild.
It's not Quantum Break, is it?
Oh,
That ain't
I
been
don't
with
think
them since the beginning.
it can't be.
Hell are we looking at?
I have no clue what this is.
The city unfolding is what I see.
I'm lost.
I promise you, I'm lost.
Maybe it's something new.
Fear is a powerful thing. David Mason. Menendez.
COD.
Bro, this is Black Ops. What? That was Black Ops. There ain't no way this is Black Ops. Yo. I don't believe. If you guessed that right, you gotta be hardcore, because I did not see that cover.
That was on.
I guess I do love the cover. The cover is clean, but for COD,
that was on some. What was that? What was the future game that they did? That trailer,
Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, where that trailer threw everybody
where you had
off.
no idea what it is.
That was exactly what that was.
To be honest, that's probably one of the coolest COD trailers they've ever made.
Shit, that was crazy.
That says a lot.
It almost was like they were integrating the COD world with the zombie world as the story, which would be insane if they did that. That'd be kind of cool.
Would be. But you really had me holding my attention on that damn butterfly for what?
We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian, with the
Fuck out of my
releasing
face.
early this year and now ending the year with 2 more games. And what better way to cap this incredible year for us than by doing what our studio does best, sequels.
That's all right. Come in. You can get out of here, Fergus. Thank you so much. No, you're doing great. You nailed it. The sequel is the lifeblood of every great franchise. Think about it. The original creates the world and builds fandom, but the sequel, that's what makes it worth remembering. No sequel, no hoverboard. No sequel, no dual SMGs. No sequel, no raccoon tail. No sequel, no Zune 2. Which doesn't really exist, but I wish it had.
All right, that's a deep cut right there.
There was.
Zoom fans love the Zoom, boy.
Yeah.
I love my
Gen
Zoom.
Z ain't gonna know
Obsidian.
nothing. Well, not
And I
Gen
have
Z, but Gen Alpha ain't gonna know nothing about those
everything.
Zoom.
Blockbuster
Hell no.
movies to AAA video games to my first
Zoom
marriage.
used to
Ain't
hold
nothing
me
on
down,
iPad,
bro.
I know what
iPod.
I'm doing. Come along on this journey with me. Part 2.
I met one person with a Zoom, but they loved it. They loved it.
Hey,
Every person I've ever talked to that had a Zune is like, that shit was amazing.
I
It
wanted
was.
a Zoom. I got something
was
that was
amazing.
like comparable to it, but yeah, no,
Me and my homeboy from high school both had one. We loved it, man.
I'm looking forward to this one.
The Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to The Outer Worlds 1. It's a continuation of the themes of robber barons in space and how people are controlled by the stories they're told by the people who have power over them. This time we're able to go a lot deeper because we have more time and money, which is a great thing.
Oh, man.
And we're able to make it a much more true Obsidian reactive RPG than we were the first time around. So we're going deeper and more complex with everything for this sequel.
Triple
Deeper
barrel
story, lore, RPG interactions, reactivity, all the things we've been known for as a company. It's really a complete realization of everything people want from an Obsidian game. Surprisingly, this is the first time in over 25 years that I've had the chance to do a full sequel for a world that I helped co-create. It's really just a fantastic opportunity to explore and expand the universe in interesting ways, and to go even further with the themes of how people are affected by living in a dystopian corporate reality.
You can shoot your way through it, you can talk your way through it, you can sneak your way through it. And so no matter what kind of play style that you like, this is just an awesome franchise and an awesome game to jump into, even if it's your first one.
The first Outer Worlds was a great base to start from, as it has all the elements of a great Obsidian RPG. Interesting characters, deep worlds, important choices. In the Outer Worlds 2, not only did we want to double down on those elements, but we wanted to give players even more of it.
We've also put a lot of investment into skills and traits that impact things like combat, conversations, and areas that we call RPG interactions, which are the part of the world where players can use their specific skills, perks, and backgrounds to solve problems in unique ways.
Okay, that's cool.
Bigger world.
That's how RPG should work.
Pop.
That's hilarious.
I like that.
Of a deep RPG experience, and building out that RPG crunchiness for our players was at the forefront of what we set out to create. We prioritize those deeper RPG options with different character builds and combos so players can express their role-playing power fantasies. We also have
that
different
robot on your
equipment
side?
options for different playstyles.
Yeah, I think you probably hacked it.
And different companions with
I
different
think you can
abilities.
hack robots in the first game.
In the first Outer Worlds, you start off as the Stranger, which was basically a blank slate to build on top of with various attribute points that would begin to define your personal experience in the game. You can make any kind of character you want, but we've given you a role. That role is an Earth Directorate agent. You can think of them as kind of like space cowboys or space sky marshals. They're the good guys that go into places and kind of fix everything that's wrong. You're gonna be one of those. But we don't tell you why you joined the Earth Directorate. There could have been a lot of different reasons, right? It could have been because you're an actual lawbringer and you want to go in there and spread law throughout the galaxy. It could be that you're a roustabout and you just had nothing better to do. After you pick your background, one of the really important choices you have next is choosing your traits. While we had attributes in the first Outer Worlds, we've leaned into traits for the Outer Worlds too, which are these big changes to your character depending on which ones you pick. So it could be something like Brilliant, where you can tag extra skills and you start getting extra skill points. And that's obviously really great if that's how you want to build your character. You can also go and do something like Lucky, where you get extra critical chance, and you also get a lot of really cool options throughout the game as well. Of course, we brought back Dumb, so players love the Dumb option.
Tell me, do you believe in signs?
You mean?
Quite what I meant, but I like your contempt for boundaries. I could put your adventurous spirit to good use.
You get like lots of really cool, fun conversation options in the game, but we took that even further. And again, there's lots of elements in the game where you can be dumb and use that for something. Could be something as simple as banging on a machine to get it to work.
All right.
After you've invested in some of your traits, your next choices are going to be choosing your skills. The skills themselves basically allow you to build on your playstyle and what your character is doing in the game. That will be everything from playing stealthily to speccing for an explosive specialty.
That Batman gel.
All right.
Throughout your entire journey, your character continues to change with the different choices you make.
Did Batman draw that gel in like a
Worlds
bat
1
sheet?
actually had more skills than we have, so we condensed them down to really the core and essence of what we really wanted there. But we made each point that you put into a skill much more impactful. So instead of getting small percentage changes, we actually did much larger changes per point that you put into each skill. And again, all these things, because of how they're checked inside the world itself, can matter quite a bit. You know, just even having one additional skill point in something can open up a lot more options in the world itself. If anybody's played Fallout New Vegas, they'll be very familiar with like the perk system. We basically borrowed that, but went even grander. We actually have more perks than Fallout New Vegas did. But here's the cool thing, right? We check and use perks for literally everything, right? So you can do everything from, hey, I want to make a stealthy build that steals stuff and is really good at that. Okay, great. Well, you can take maybe the pickpocketing perk. So that's not available to everybody, but if you select that, now you can actually go around and steal things out of people's pockets.
So this is pretty much looking like Xbox's big game for this year, right?
There's
or at
another
least
perk called
for the
heavy-handed,
fall,
right?
right?
Where say you're a melee person.
This is their big fall
What this
game,
does
yes.
is
Okay.
now your power attacks that you use actually knock people down.
Whatever they do a direct on at the summer
I
showcase,
really like the
basically they're
serial
gonna be
killer
the big
perk.
game.
As you start killing people, they will drop hearts. And you can
So
take
it's like
those
you have
hearts,
this,
and
Gears of
essentially
War,
you're taking these trophies,
and
you could
what
say,
else?
and it's actually giving you a permanent health bonus every time you do it.
Oh.
We have this perk called...
I mean, that is theirs.
Now, this is an early game perk that you can take, which every time you use stealth attack an enemy, you're actually going to get a movement bonus for a certain amount of time.
Time Stone. Right in the gut.
Flaws were a system that everybody loved from the first game, but we wanted to make it more personal to the player. We wanted it to really reflect how you were playing the game and give you a bonus that you actually wanted to really engage with.
With the flaw system returning, we knew we needed to go bigger, better, and more real than ever before. So, we turned to the team. And I told them, no bad ideas. Give me what you got. Okay, we need more flaws. We need them to be real. I want to put them in the game, so give me something. Inspiration. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have bad knees.
You got bad knees? They hurt when you walk a lot?
Yes.
When you walk too much, they hurt?
No cartilage.
Sounds boring. Makes you sound like a boring person, but it's in the game.
I know it.
It's a good flaw. What about you?
I like to take small things sometimes.
So you're stealing?
I'm taking.
When do you give them back?
I don't.
That would be theft.
Yeah, you shouldn't be stealing. What are you doing? You shouldn't be stealing, Claire.
Tiny crimes.
Tiny crimes? Do you hear the second part, though? It's a crime.
Well,
You're stealing. Claire, that's wrong. You can't steal things, okay? But it's an amazing flaw, and I'm putting it in the game. But you're a bad person. And are you the one that took my stapler?
do you need it?
Yeah. Give it back.
Okay.
Please. You, what do we got? Flaw.
Okay.
I like to stare at the sun.
How long did you stare at the sun?
This is really in the game.
Just lunch break.
By the way.
An hour?
Oh, I only get 30. You guys get an hour?
Yeah, in an hour.
Oh. Makes me feel energized.
How many fingers am I holding up?
3?
No. Anything else? We'll put it in the game. We'll put it in the game because I feel bad for you.
That one really is in the game. I saw
One
that
of my favorite flaws is something called bad knees. It will actually give you the option to take this flaw that'll make it so that you move faster throughout the game. But the problem is, anytime you stand up, your knees are going to make a loud popping noise that makes it so that, well, everyone around you is going to hear you.
There's one called
This is genius.
This is really interesting.
That's
because what it
hilarious.
does is when you steal something, you can actually sell it for
Whose
more
old ass
than
needs
normal.
this?
And, like, that sounds really
All right.
great. The drawback is sometimes when you're looking at things in the world that are owned by somebody else, you'll automatically steal them. So you have to be very careful about how you use them.
So all flaws are optional. By
Is the sun gazer.
They'll give you an option to
And
take
it
them
just
if you want
gives
to.
everyone cataracts while playing their game. Everything becomes like light shafts and blooms and hazes and makes the game pretty unplayable if you happen to choose that perk.
Bro,
If you
this
happen
is
to be the type of
hilarious.
player that habitually reloads your weapons like I do, well, you'll be offered the flaw of over-prepared. Now, you'll get larger magazine sizes on all of your weapons, but if you ever fully empty your magazine, you're gonna take a debuff for a while.
Oh no. As you
Or
always.
support options like being a gunslinger who wants to key into destructive weapons, or a rogue who wants to alpha strike their enemies before they know what hit them. We also allow for a lot of fun and experimental builds. You can be a mad scientist who utilizes gadgets and wacky science weapons and armors. Or even a psychopath who gains permanent bonuses to health by murdering their friends.
Nothing shows the impact of these character build options
I
better
did see
than,
that serial
in my
killer
opinion,
trait.
the bridge area, which has a quest you get early on in Paradise Island.
Is this
Yeah,
a direct
False System was
sequel?
really
Like, do you need to play the first one to play this, or is this pretty like just jump
Not
right
really
in?
just
set in the same universe.
Early in its
It'll probably
core
just
one to the
give you some
story.
background.
But it really expresses our philosophy of allowing the player to solve problems in a bunch of ways. So you may solve it by, speech options. You may talk to them and maybe have to go do a quest for them and really kind of prove that you're a friend of the Protectorate to get by.
I may have need of your help, stranger. If you are ready to seize an opportunity
There's a flaw
to
you
show
can
fealty
get
to the Protectorate.
that
You could go guns blazing.
if you don't
just
like
take everyone
dialogue
out
choices,
inside the
you
POI,
want to
lower
skip
the
them,
bridge
it'll
itself and get
randomize
across.
what you choose whenever you talk to somebody. Wow.
Oh. That sounds like a fun playthrough.
In other words, if you're one of those people where it's like blah blah blah,
Sneak in, lower the bridge, and actually
Like, all right,
sneak in
man,
under the
you
bridge.
deserve whatever nonsense you get from that.
Like, all right, you might just die right here.
Be some nonsense like, hey man, you ain't gotta fight me. It's like, nah, randomize it. It's like, all right, well, boss battle.
That actually does sound kind of fun. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie, I will play. I will play with the knees just because that shit is hilarious.
And how the flaws work is that you activate them by doing whatever
certain gadgets like
the flaw revolves around, and it'll give you the option. Hey, I see you doing this a lot. Do you want to get this flaw to get this bonus?
So you just need to stay crouched like the entire game.
Yeah.
There's even
Look in
a
the sun
really
for
kinda
real.
messed
You
up
get the
way, right?
sun
Which
gauge.
is
You guys
players
should
can
look at
actually sacrifice one of their companions.
Having the fingers up, holding up three.
Found as part of.
We're no different than the Vrees if we start tossing our own to the rats. I sure as law ain't gonna follow someone who can't see the wrong in it.
All right.
I must admit I'm surprised we could come to an understanding. But I thank you for your loyalty, stranger. As promised, you shall have clearance to cross this bridge.
It's such a fun quest, but again, it really showcases that we want you to be able to solve this in whatever way you want to. When you build your character your way, we're there for you. We really want you to have the experience that you want to have out of this.
There we go. That's what I'm trying to hear about.
From the very beginning of our discussions about the Outer Worlds, we really knew we wanted every game to take place in a different colony. This lets us expand on all aspects of the universe. Every colony can be its own thing with its own flavor, and we can center them around anything we want. Any ideas or setting we're interested in. Arcadia is an isolated colony with abundant resources, and it's run by an authoritarian faction called the Protectorate. Their dictatorship is thematically based around the question of how much freedom people will give up for security and luxury. For Protectorate subjects, unfortunately, that answer is everything. The Protectorate is also incredibly wealthy because it was founded by the inventor of the skip drives, which are the outer world's faster-than-light engines. But those skip drives are starting to cause rifts in space-time, which are cutting off all the other colonies on Earth from being able to trade with each other. The Order of the Ascendant is an offshoot of the Order of Scientific Inquiry from the original game, and like them are a science-based religion with the same goal of solving the universal equation, which will allow them to predict and alter the future to the benefit of all mankind. They used to be part of the Protectorate, but they split off to focus on solving the equation for the good of everyone, not as a way to simply control the masses. The player's been sent to Arcadia as an Earth Directorate agent to find out how the skip drives are causing the rifts and what can be done to stop them. Each of the factions have their own solutions to the rift problem and their own goals. The Protectorate wants to close them to protect their legacy as the inventor of the drives and their wealth. The Order wants to close them not only for the good of everyone, but also because they're complicating the math they're using to solve the universal equation. And Antes just wants to be able to open and close them at will to control all the trade routes between the colonies. In addition to expanding the themes and lore of the Outer Worlds, we're also expanding the humor, so each faction has its own flavor of absurdity. Andy's Choice is a merger between
I think it's cool they found
their original
their
game,
own mascot
and there
for
are
this.
corporate representatives in the Outer Worlds too.
This looks really cool.
They've invaded Arcadia
Aesthetic.
to liberate the resources
This
for all of
looks
humanity.
much better than
at
the
a profit,
designs from the first game.
Of course.
Agreed.
One of my favorite things from Fallout New Vegas is the radio system. It was just iconic for me, and I wanted to make sure that the Outer Worlds 2 had that. So we actually built out 3 different radio stations, one for each of the major factions. You also have a ton of music. Each station might have, like, I think 20 tracks of unique music that we've made for it. It's a lot of stuff.
That's cool.
But the really cool part about this entire thing is that we actually put a lot of reactivity into the radio. So it will respond to the things that are going on around the world that you've been interacting with. So if you go into a location, let's say you solve a problem for the Protectorate folks, if you listen to the Protectorate radio station, they're going to be cheering you on as a hero.
Wonderful news, everyone. The Zeranium gas leaks at the Automech repair facility, strongly believed to be caused by Anti's Choice malefactors, have been corrected.
This lady was in Borderlands as well.
Some hotshot for hire just managed to fix the electrum leak in their repair facility. Now, I'm not saying we caused it in the first place, but we sure like the idea of all those broken automechanicals and all the excessive gasping and choking involved.
The factions and companions are great examples of how we're going deeper and more complex this time around. They're integrated into the game's storyline much more than we did on the first Outer Worlds, and like with everything else in the game, they have a lot more reactivity. There are 6 companions in the Outer Worlds too. As usual, each has their own quest lines, but this time they are also connected to a different faction and have character arcs that the player can affect through their choices. Your first companion is Niles. He's another Earth Directorate agent like you, and he's looking for your help to decide whether he wants to become an even better agent or to turn his back on the Earth Directorate completely. There's also a somewhat cute Automech support drone that is basically Niles' helper. Her name is Val. Marisol is part of the Order of the Ascendant, and she's an aging but still deadly assassin. That's right, she's a deadly mathematician who may or may not have some unfinished business to attend to with the player's help. There's also a cultist named Azza, who is part of a sub-faction that worships the rifts, and in her case, violence in general.
She was wild.
You can choose to either turn her away from overt violence or support her chaotic and dangerous tendencies.
She was wild.
At one time, Anti's Choice had a program to graft soldiers
Outer
with animal
wild.
parts to make them more formidable. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work, and most of them are now dead. There's a combat medic who survived, however, named Inez, and she wants the player to help her fix her graft, among other things.
I was going to say survived.
Finally, there's Tristan.
Strong
He's
word.
a protected arbiter who is judge, jury, and executioner all rolled into one heavily armored package. It is your choice to either help him judge wrongdoers or show him what true justice looks like.
We definitely have reactivity in the game based
around
on
with Judge
how you've been
Dredd?
treating your companions.
I know, right? That was I was just thinking
I will
too.
say, if you have not been treating them well, you will find out at the end of the game what that means.
Companions are a very, very important part
As long as at the end
of
of Divinity 2, you
merchandising,
had to
because
fight
that's
all
the
of
real
them.
beauty of the sequel. We're talking merch, baby.
Only one of you could become God.
It is the lifeblood. It is what fuels us. Do you
Wait,
want to
what
see
game
some
was that?
ideas? Hop on.
Divinity 2?
Check this out.
Oh, yeah.
Each party
Gen
member is like a
Alpha
god candidate
loves
from
body silos, especially ones that look like human beings for some reason, right?
That's an option.
Who needs a significant other when you could have a knife-wielding space psycho up in your sheets, huh? What do they do with them when they get them, huh? Maybe a little napping, maybe a little snuggling, maybe a little nah.
This is wild.
Yeah. Propaganda.
The visuals of the first Outer Worlds depicted a frontier colony in space. The Outer Worlds 2 is driven by an invasion of the Arcadia colony system by Anti's Choice, which shifts the visuals to be more reminiscent of a World War I-like setting in space. That evolution is seen across all aspects of the game, starting with the factions. How do you militarize everything, including extreme capitalists or math-crazed scientists? In a World War I setting, war comes with propaganda. The Sovereign uses it to maintain control, Anti's Choice uses it to help their bottom line, the Order just wants to show how it exists within the grand plan. We want players to feel like Arcadia is a living, breathing place scarred by a long-standing war. Fairfield, one of the first towns you encounter, was once under Protectorate control, but has recently been taken over by Anti's Choice. They don't just occupy the town, they rebrand it with their signature style, repainting buildings, posting guards, and adding propaganda-based holograms featuring Anti and the Moon Man. Showing the towns evolving after the invasion helps us push immersion for our players. One of our priorities in visually realizing the world of the Outer Worlds 2 was making sure everything is clear and recognizable from the player standpoint. We want to make sure each faction has a particular look and design. So when the player is running across these vast, different environments and landscapes, they're recognizing the motifs and visuals of who they're talking to, what they're going to be talking about, and how that progresses throughout the story.
No, I mean, I've seen the first one a lot.
Outer Worlds was really about player interfacing
I can
with
tell, like, this game looks way better.
And while we have that in the Outer Worlds 2, we really want to express not just the corporations, but how the player interacts with other facets of the world, like government entities or religious structures. And then we elaborate on those.
With larger environments, we wanted to encourage exploration by improving player mobility across the board. Now you can run, slide, double jump, mantle, and parkour your way through all of the nooks and crannies of these worlds. It really allows the player to just explore and have fun finding really cool stuff.
Kind of like Avowed.
We've aimed to make everything
Always
in the
like
Outer
some
Worlds
of my favorite
better
parts
from
of
top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
The RPG elements were the start, but that's touched our story, our art, and especially our gameplay. A good sequel is true to the original. That's first and foremost, right? Like, we all want to add in a bunch of things as you're making a sequel, right? We want to make it bigger and better in every way. That's what we were trying to do here. And I thought, we did not need this consultant. We've made enough sequels. We understand how to do this. And I will say, I don't think it's been entirely successful.
I am very proud of the combat improvements we have made in the Outer Worlds 2, thanks to my patented combat system. You may be thinking to yourself, it can't be that good. Shush, what are you even talking about? You haven't seen it yet. Watch this. Put a helmet on, because I'm about to blow all of your minds with my COMBAT system, combat system. My name is Mark, I'm the head of sequels. Shall we begin? You're thinking, what's C for? C, capitalize the fact that the people loved the first game. We're gonna take those people, we're gonna make them buy the sequel, giving out pounds, pounds, pounds. Quick ones, ha, ha, not you, Dev. Here we go. What comes after C? O, optimize for player satisfaction. I am terrified of online gamers, okay? I wanna make them happy, so let's, okay? All right.
Justified.
Mobilize the players so they're ready for that sweet pre-order. Clap with me. Sweet. If you don't have rhythm, Brandon, just say it. Sweet pre-order. Everybody has a different rhythm, and it's blowing mine. And here we go. B, burglarize. What is this? It's basically just finding new ways to loot dead bodies. You know what I mean? Right, Otis? Okay. Well, it's a big part of the game. A, you got to agonize about how many people are going to be angry that we have just put so much combat into this thing and almost no romance at all. We should look at ourselves. What is wrong with us?
Obsidian does not do romance.
Love story
They
in this?
do not do
How many people have been in love? Raise your hands. Raise your hand if you're in love. Okay, are you lying?
I have a wife.
Put your hand down. T, trois. In French, that means two. Sequel.
I think that means 3.
Okay, you're getting ahead of yourself. Come on, Claire. We're on 2. And how do we end it? Anything is possible. And we've established that we're the best there is, and there's no sequel better than us. And if I could just say one more thing, Thank you very much. I know I've kind of changed the world of video games today.
I just realized his shirt says big sequel energy.
We wanted to improve
Yeah, I just noticed that and that poster too.
We focused on improving the feel of each weapon, the way a weapon snaps into ADS, the way recoil feels when firing, and how impactful our sound effects really sell the weapon's fantasy, to things like how unique reload animation can add a lot of character to each weapon. We've increased the variety of weapons by including new weapon types, but also through a host of fun and unique weaponry. We have things like the Bourse Blaster that fires out tumors that can explode like grenades.
Tumors?
Or can even be used by the player for additional health.
All right.
We have a weapon called Rookie's Reward that will actually level up the more you use it throughout the game.
That's dope.
And every time it levels up, it's got fun fanfare where it's like shooting out confetti and it's got a fun little setup. There's a really fun weapon called the Pop-Up Gun. It fires out ad drones that will distract your enemies with corporate ads, slogans, and jingles. When your enemies are distracted, you can focus fire on them or explode these drones for additional damage. New to the Outer Worlds 2 are throwables. So you can use frag grenades to flush out enemies, smoke grenades to camouflage and escape, distraction devices to bait enemies into a stealth attack.
Oh, yeah.
And even science grenades that will levitate enemies, allowing you to fire upon them while they float helplessly.
Sick. Always love that from Mass Effect.
And of course, science weapons are back. We have returning favorites, like the Shrink Ray. This time it's been upgraded, so you can shrink your enemy down to the size of a
snap.
Over them,
That's overkill at that
them
point.
into
Just
bits.
step on them.
Yeah.
I swear, bro.
That was probably my favorite one from the first game.
There
So
you
go.
go. Maybe don't step on.
But we improved it though. So instead of shrinking your enemies for a short period of time and having them re-expand, this time they stay shrunk. And we actually added in the ability to step on them and kind of squish them and kick them because we knew that that was the player fantasy. We knew that's what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to step on the enemies. They wanted to kick them. So we made sure to double down on that stuff.
Shrink Ray is it.
In addition to things like our returning favorites, we also have some really fun and unique new science weapons. One of them is called the Armageddon. This one's really cool because it actually shoots out these masses that are like these little arms that will stick to people or cover or all kinds of different things, and they will continue to just hit them until they get destroyed.
This is some Insomniac stuff.
And we have another one.
Insomniac was known for making wild weapons with their
Spectrum
games.
Dance Saber.
Oh, like
This
Ratchet
is a
and stuff.
melee.
Yeah,
Ratchet and
Actually
Resistance.
lets you attack to a musical beat. And if you continue to do that, you'll actually get additional bonuses each hit you do.
You
One of my
attack
personal
to a
favorite
rhythm?
weapons
That's
is called
cool
the
as
Big
hell.
Bang.
A rhythm-based weapon.
Freaking gun that uses material harvested from
Yeah, that ain't
rifts to
too
shoot out a
new.
giant
Every
ball
the
of
first
energy,
defended that
That's the
placing
one.
everything in its path. Now, ammo's extremely rare for this weapon, but you can use it in just the right situation to devastating effects.
Like another great one is Gary. If you wear Gary, he will lash out at your opponents as you're walking through combat. So we even have science armors, and we've really kind of shown off what we thought was really great for the player from a science perspective.
We're all about letting people play the game their way. There are some players who prefer to be immersed in a first-person view
there it is.
and all of the details.
There it
There
is.
are others who really prefer to take the world in from a third-person perspective. Why not
Fuck
allow
yeah, let's go.
Well,
I'm in there.
swap between
You got saved.
let you enjoy the experience in whatever way you like.
That seems to be more of a thing now.
Hold
huh?
on now. This actually look cool in third person.
Third-person mode is being able to
Okay.
see all of the fun,
All right.
No, not everybody make their games look cool in third person.
weapons that
That's
you
true.
equip your player with. All of the actions that you could do in first
Say, this might be one of the
person, so
ones right here. I ain't gonna
jumping
lie. I'm
around,
feeling
you
some
get to
good
see the
vibes from this
character in
shit.
that way.
I'm telling you.
It's looking like
The
it.
world and see things in a different light.
Once a Valve got third person, there
The
was
Outer
no
Worlds 2
reason
is
for this not
really
to
the
happen.
biggest game we've ever
I thought
made.
the same thing.
Bigger choices, more reactivity, more weapons, more things to find in each of the worlds the players can visit.
Was that dude?
The team has done
Like a
incredible
pile
work
of shit,
bringing the
yeah.
Outer Worlds 2 to life.
Bruh.
And we can't wait for you to play it.
Was he peeing?
Also stupid.
Even though we've always been a multi-project studio, this is going to be the first time we've ever released 3 games in 1 year. It feels amazing to do. We're so excited for more people to be playing our
Oh,
games.
damn. That is
It is
them
truly
too, huh?
an exciting time here at Obsidian.
Well, shit, y'all on it
Exploring
then.
worlds big and small while expanding on franchises that we've created. And we
Yeah,
have
you're right.
no
They are the
plans to slow
Insomniac
down.
of Xbox.
We hope you all continue to come
They
along
working,
with us.
working.
We do what we do best. Make your worlds your way.
Shout outs to y'all, Obsidian. Damn.
I mean,
This game looks great.
The only thing that I could potentially see is like, how was performance in the first game? Did it run pretty well? Did it have any issues?
Yeah, did it run well?
I've never heard anybody complain about performance.
Okay.
Yeah, I played it later though than launch, and it ran fine for me.
Okay.
And Avowed didn't have any performance issues, so
Okay.
Not really.
All right. That's good then.
Valve ran went on my laptop. Basically,
With the Outer
barely
Worlds
an
2,
issue.
we're all about the best place to play, which is also the promise of Xbox. You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it may be hard to play it when you're staring at all these beautiful holes. Let's cut that.
All right.
You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox. Oh yeah, now that's Microsoft. Or you could take a phone call on this Xbox, then play the Outer Worlds 2 right after. Excuse me, I'm getting a call.
Oh, I'm about to
Hello?
say, ain't no way you
What am
playing
I
that on
doing?
that.
I'm playing the Outer Worlds. Hello? Yeah, this is Mark. I didn't know I had jury duty today. You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it takes 2 people to lug around safely. We're gonna go up to my apartment, okay? And this is an Xbox you actually wear that also plays the Outer Worlds 2. What do you think, Claire?
This is amazing.
Are you playing?
I think
Is that
so.
confirming VR support?
So now this is actually
think so.
not an Xbox, so you
I
cannot
believe
play
it
the
is.
Outer Worlds 2 on it. Can't play anything on this. I guess Bread. You
Speaking
ever
of
play
playing
Bread where
crazy
you
things,
take
I
it
saw
out of one slot,
somebody playing
put it in the
KOF
other? I
97
don't
this
have
week
friends.
in their
If
car.
you pre-order the
Like on,
premium
like,
edition
the
now,
car
screen?
early access,
Yes.
to
So
you can do that.
a prequel to the
But he
sequel,
do that for some
used
stuff
his-
now.
or is launched the
He
sequel
used his
for the
clutch
pre-order,
as a
or, like,
joystick.
why are any of us alive at any?
Okay, now
at any
you're just
time?
doing
That was
too much.
insane.
Yeah, exactly.
Either
Oh, you
way,
messed your transmission
my
up. That's
job
what you're
here is
doing.
done. It's time for the Grounded 2 portion of the Direct, which is sort of like the sequel
What y'all
to
think?
the Outer Worlds 2 portion of the Direct, which I
It looked
absolutely
fantastic.
just
Like
hit a
Outer
home
Worlds
run
2?
with.
Yeah, it looks,
You know, it's
I mean, it looks
great.
really good. I
Let's go on
mean,
to other
if they can
things.
deliver on
Take it away,
everything that they
team.
talked about, I mean, that looks like a Game of the Year contender.
It
Yeah,
does
it
look
do.
like a game of the year.
I liked
contender.
everything.
And Big
I saw.
Exit.
It's got it.
So they're going to talk about
Glad I
Grounded 2
drafted
as
it.
well, huh? Okay.
Right.
So this is just an Obsidian Direct then.
Yeah, they just covering the stuff they doing that they got going on.
Interesting.
This makes me wonder, are they going
so
to
proud of
do
Grounded.
Avowed DLC?
What started as a small passion project to make
Maybe
a
next
quirky
year?
game where you're shrunk down to the size
Well,
of
I
a
mean,
game,
like, I meant this
trying
year.
to survive in a backyard. grew
Like,
into
you know, for
something
the
way
fall or
bigger
something?
than we ever imagined.
Yeah.
Over 25
Well,
million of you jumped in, explored.
I mean, if you have Outer
built,
Wilds,
crafted, and fought off
I
giant
guess you would
bugs
focus
together.
on that and then
Y'all
maybe
helped
have
make the
DLC come
entire
next year.
experience
I don't
very special.
Since
to
the game
us.
dropped
I mean,
this year, I don't know.
The team's been cooking up a
I would have
ton
thought
of
that,
Grounded 2,
and
we're
that's why
so
you wouldn't get
excited to
Avowed
talk
2
about
this
it.
year, but
I had to grease some palms to steal bits
I mean, not
of
Avowed,
the
Grounded
to
2.
give you a deeper look.
Bruh.
There were so many possibilities
Robbing
and ideas that didn't make it into the first game.
I guess at
So with
least
the
like
sequel,
all the
we had a chance
assets
to
are there for
dream
Grounded
bigger.
already, so maybe it was just
To achieve
easier
those
to
dreams, we partnered
jump
with
into a
amazing
sequel
folks
than
in
to
Eidos
do more
Montreal.
to
Kind
it.
of bring things up to
That's a
par
good point.
in a way for the next game.
Backyard to an even larger world, the Brook Hollow Community Park.
When we started working on Grounded 2, we knew that we wanted to make a bigger world. Fortunately for us, Eidos Montreal became our main partner on developing Grounded 2. They have a lot of similarities to the sorts of things that are important to us at Obsidian. They tend to make very narratively strong games. They make
Shout out
games
Eidos
with
Montreal.
really deep characters and great character progression. They make games with great gameplay.
Everyone at Eidos Montreal is thrilled and honored to be working with Obsidian Entertainment. Our two studios share a lot of DNA. The same things that are important to Obsidian Entertainment are important to us. Choice and consequences, player communities, and doing justice to great IPs and great franchises. The fact that we're the first partners that they're working with to make a sequel to their franchise feels like we're an important part of their history.
The events of Grounded 2 take
What was the
place
other
2
game
years
that
after
Eidos
the first
Montreal
game.
was
the
working
same four
with?
teenagers
We
are
saw the other
returning.
day.
Tomb Raider.
Max,
Oh, Eidos Montreal?
Hoops,
Yeah, I saw them on something.
Willow.
I don't think they
That
were
was
working
one of
on
those
it. Yeah,
Summer
publishing
Game Fest
it or
A couple years
something
older,
like
which
that, yeah.
means they've gone through a bit more high school, a bit more mature. It's 1992. The world's a little bit different.
Oh, he
but we're
aged
still
them?
in that fun, nostalgic era of the early 1990s. In Grounded 2, we're moving the action out of the backyard and into the Brook Hollow Community Park. Not only is it bigger, it allows us to tell a lot more stories and expand the world of Grounded by exploring what the community of Brook Hollow has been up to and what they've been through.
The park overall is about 3 times the size of the backyard, and our initial starting area is actually the same size as the entire backyard from the first Grounded. The reason we wanted
It's insane that they announced
wasn't just to create a big.
I know it really is.
Was to give
Outer
us
Worlds
an
2 dissing
opportunity
Avowed.
to
This
explore
is
the
crazy
community of
output from one
Brook
studio.
Hollow and what secrets
they
have they
just
been
said,
hiding.
"Fuck it, we launching."
What we love and what we're excited about in terms of the park is the opportunity to create environments and landmarks that are mundane at normal size, but are colossal wonders when you're the size of an ant. Everything from a giant trash can to a community picnic table or a snack bar. All of these areas come to life in a brand new way.
Part of the fun in Grounded 2 is that the park was evacuated really quickly right before our teens were
Man,
shrunk.
we want to watch Honey, I
And
Shrunk
that means
the
that the
Kids.
park has been sort of turned upside
I
down.
guess that's
and
part of
is
the
in
nostalgia, huh?
a topsy-turvy
I used to love those
gotta
movies.
be.
And that leads to really fun environmental storytelling, but it also leads into the creation of amazing biomes for our characters to explore. One of my favorite examples of this is the ice cream cart. In all of the commotion, the ice cream vendor's cart has been knocked over and its contents have spilled out into the ground. And what this means for our young adventurers is that they'll be able to explore this frozen cave of interesting challenges and colorful Lovecraftian horror.
Man, why we got scorpions in the ice cream?
Let's get that up out of here. Hold up.
Somebody decided to bury a bunch of toxic stuff in the park, and so there's all these toxic chemicals under the ground. The environment looks very cool and very spooky with all of these sort of chemical pools, and of course nothing can live down there except for one type of insect, the cockroach.
Of course.
We are oftentimes reinventing environments,
Roaches.
and in future updates, you're gonna see a ton of new
Roaches.
stuff. You do a lot
Get
of
out
things
of
like
my house.
I guess if you don't like bugs, this is definitely
we
not
didn't
going
just
to be your
want it to
game,
look
huh?
better.
Yeah, this definitely.
They have a mode.
You don't like
Why they got the
new
spider
layer
looking
of
even more
strategy.
realistic?
Changes that we
They have a mode where you can take.
They have an
like,
arachnophobia mode.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like,
numbers or making characters.
it's just
But
funny.
yeah, you're
they
right.
showed
slower.
the
But we
first
did all
one, and
that
then they
too,
showed
but
how it
there's
looked in the second. I was
also
like,
an
damn,
entire
you all
sort
up
of
the detail.
rock, paper, scissors strategy involving light
Said
attacks,
y'all out here trying to play
heavy
these
attacks,
video games.
and blocking. We've also added dashing as a new way to both get out of
Y'all have
danger
made
quickly
combat better?
or jump in for a quick attack.
Okay.
It's a sequel.
And almost all the insects in the game will have these
I need
abilities.
some bug
now,
armor,
too.
man.
Sort of like a chess match, but one that's super frenetic, looks super cool, and is ultimately just a ton of fun.
Them little kids gonna be ready for war.
We're leaning into clear play styles for tanky
These
warriors.
kids are fearless.
Man,
I know, right?
She's more fearless than I ever would be. If I got shrunk and I had to fight
and ranged hunters.
insects, I'd be like, all right.
In the first Grounded,
I'm not fighting none of that.
And there were weapons and armors that favored different play styles. In Grounded 2, not only will there be passive mutations, but there will also be active mutations.
What's wild?
A lot of those
if you got like a
mutations
bottle
support
of
these
water, you'd be
archetypes.
good for
My
like
favorite
months.
way to play pretty much
You would.
any game is chasing after those game-breaking builds. And that's why I'm so excited for what we're doing with archetypes in Grounded 2.
They got classes.
I'm all in on the rogue. Now, you can even dual-wield daggers. I've been dialing in this glass cannon build that stacks ambush, assassin, and cardiofan mutations with the wolfbane daggers and the wolf spider armor. It lets me open up combat with massive backstab damage that also
Take it,
inflicts
Ladybug.
venom. Then
Wow.
I can use the extra stamina
Hey, man,
to
that Ladybug
reposition
wouldn't bother
and try
nobody.
to dodge.
You know what I'm saying, man? Ladybug's really just be
It's
chilling.
high risk, high reward, and absolute chaos in all the best way. I'm looking forward to seeing what wild combos the community comes up with and what they inevitably break once they get their hands
Now that
on the
scorpion,
archetype
now
system.
chilling, kill it.
It's going to be awesome watching
So
it
this game,
evolve
you
with
could play
player
either
feedback
single player or you
watching
play
us
with your
try to
friends,
keep
right?
up with all of your
Yes.
breaking
Okay.
builds.
Yeah, hit online co-op.
One of the great things
Yeah.
about Grounded is the variety of players it attracts, from builders to crafters and everything in between. If you've ever watched me on Casually Grounded livestream, you'd know that I'm neither. I am a murderer of insects. Personally, I prefer the term harvester. I love
Scared the
going
fuck
out,
out of me,
hitting
she said, "I'm a
things,
murderer."
and bringing the materials like insect body parts back to my friends to use. This way, we keep progressing and playing together.
That looks cool.
We're also trying to make sure that armor and equipment are easily understood by the player, especially when they're playing co-op with their friends. It was really, really important for us to deliver on all of that for the bigger space and experience, because that was the only way we could truly support the feature the community has been asking for since the very first Grounded release. Mounts. Our mounts, we call them buggies, have an entire suite
like
of
being able to
moves
ride
and
the
have their
bugs,
own special
okay.
abilities and attacks.
We really wanted the buggies to be an extension of the player in every way possible. And that meant making sure that buggies had unique and valuable abilities across all the core pillars of Grounded. So that doesn't just mean exploration and travel. That has gameplay implications for combat, crafting, and building as well. Just like how we wanted to expand on player playstyles throughout the game, we're going to make sure that every buggy that we add has its own personality.
The Red Ant Soldier can enlist up to 2 Red Ant workers to follow you around and help you out. If you get into combat and you don't want to fight while you're saddled on your buggy, you can jump off and they'll fight right alongside you and provide support. The Orb Weaver buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility, like building a base or harvesting, but they're awesome when it comes to combat. Sure, their defenses aren't super strong, but they're heavy hitters. They're also super fast, and they have some great special abilities, like a scream that allows them to stun lesser-powered insects.
Wow.
And the ability to shoot webs and entangle other creatures.
That's a huge
So
addition.
the Orb Weavers won't be your base building buggy. You should use the Red Ant Soldier for that.
Sound like they really built on the first
they're
game.
super fun for exploration and combat.
Which is actually a good
How
thing.
big is this studio?
Red Ant Soldiers and Orb
It's
Weaver
gotta be
Spiders
huge
will
now
be
to
available
have this
at
many
Game
games.
Preview launch. There will be others in the future, but those are the 2 we're starting with. The connection that our Grounded community has with us is something we want to keep forging with the sequel as we make an even bigger game than the original.
Pretty much from day one, we knew we wanted to return to game preview for Grounded 2. Sure, it comes with some trade-offs, like the game's not done and it's out
What
to
the
the
fuck?
world. But there's
I
so
know,
much
right?
value in building it alongside the community.
What was that?
It was a bug. He was explaining like we're gonna have
Buggies
this game like
change
be
how
play
you
before it's
traverse
finished.
and navigate the park.
So they show like a real bug, like more.
Oh,
That's a
like
good
an
point.
actual. Oh, okay.
What we're doing with Grounded 2 is we're actually keeping zip lines held back so we can see how players engage with buggies, and then we can tweak zip lines to bring them back over time to really complement that buggy experience and make exploring the park far more fun. That kind of feedback loop helped shape the original Grounded, and we wanted to shape the design for Brook Hollow Park, archetypes, buggies, all of it. We also learned a lot from that first time around. One thing that stood out immediately, players blaze through our content, especially the story. That makes sense. Story, characters, world building, that's kind of Obsidian's thing. It's the flavor we bring to the survival genre. So this time, we're starting with a much bigger baseline.
There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will.
One of our favorite parts of the first game was watching the community uncover clues and spin up theories. This time around, we're leaning even more into that, and we'll be keeping a close eye on what our players discover and how they interpret it. Because you never know what might inspire us as development moves forward.
We really started to hit our groove at the end of Grounded 1. We found that being open about what we were planning and then following through was key to building trust with the community. As a small team, we had to experiment with update pacing and scope, and what we found resonated the most with all of you were bigger, beefier updates, even if it took us a little longer to land. So that's the plan. Larger, more complete updates spaced out just enough so we can take your feedback seriously and make every drop count. You can expect in our big updates, new buggies, new biomes, new building pieces, all the good stuff. And we're launching with a public roadmap so everyone knows what to be excited about in the future.
Very
All
smart.
of us at Obsidian
Very good.
Entertainment and IDOS Montreal are super excited about how close we are to letting all of you players get shrunk a second time and explore the all-new park on buggies in Grounded 2. If you're a returning Grounded player, we're really looking forward to you experiencing all the improvements. If this is your first time getting Tiny, then all I can tell you is that a world with an entirely new perspective and an entirely new feel awaits you in Brook Hollow Park. It's time to ride together and survive together.
All right.
Hey. Well, that's nice.
Game looks great.
Yeah.
And the last one was like a major success for Obsidian.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that it's coming out next month, I mean, hey, that's great.
Let you know, they just said, yeah, we're going to slide on into the studio real fast.
October 29th. July 29th. They love that date, huh?
All right. Okay, the 29th is where it's at for them, man.
Oh, got the compilation.
Sizzle reel? Yeah,
Yeah.
sizzle reel. Okay.
We have been expecting you.
I did not expect that to be God. I
This is
still
where it starts.
that through. I was expecting
Neither,
some new
bro.
IP or some
Yeah,
sci-fi.
when they said something that had been
coming
with them
back.
since the beginning, I was trying to think like what's been at Xbox since the beginning.
I think when they
Right,
said
like,
Mason, I was like, oh, it's COD. It's like, the
Like,
fuck?
bro, when I tell you, I was thinking all through my head, bro. I was like, what could it be? And then that butterfly just threw me, bro.
An Invincible fighting game. That really threw me off.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, so
also
let's
makes
just go ahead
me-
and get into it. Just real quick, top level thoughts. What did you think of the show, Terrence?
I thought it was yeah, I was gonna say mute it so you can actually hear me. I'd say I think this was really good. I mean Xbox delivered. They delivered in a way that I think the people who didn't like State of Play, they would like this. Like those that were like, oh, Sony didn't have enough first party, just wasn't enough good stuff there, I feel like this would be the conference for you. And if you didn't like this conference and you didn't like the State of Play, you just don't like games.
Yeah,
you don't like
take a
games,
break.
period.
That's a
Yeah,
take a break.
take a
moment.
break.
It's a time to take a break.
Yeah, it's a take a break moment.
I mean, this was pretty much like the Future Games showcase where, just game, back to back to back, except this was
AAA
pretty much
instead.
like the AAA stuff instead of like, more like the AA smaller stuff that was at the Future Games showcase.
Right.
Yeah, there was a lot of really interesting things here. I mean, I'm not going to go through everything that I thought was cool. I think if anything, I think this presentation really set up Xbox for a great 2026. Like they're looking hella strong. I think rating wise, I'm leaning on a very, very, very strong 9. I think the only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is, for me personally, there wasn't anything that was just like, oh man, I gotta run and play this immediately, or I'm definitely looking forward to this. There's some stuff, but it wasn't on the level of like a Marvel Tokon kind of thing, and that's just a personal thing. So for somebody else, this may have hit it all out of the park, and that's great. But for me, I think I'd give this a very strong 9. Like I think Xbox did a great job here. I mean, this was a long presentation, but I never felt bored. I never felt like I was getting taken out of it at times. Like, yeah, I liked it. I thought good job, Xbox. Really good job. I'll put it that way.
Agreed. Rakeem, with top level thoughts.
thanks.
Well, we'll break down some of the games just after this, but like top level, what did you think of the show?
Top level. Thanks for coming to me. Come on, it sound like my earphones about to die. But yeah, really good show. There were definitely some games for me that stood out. The Clockwork game, and of course Outer Worlds 2. I was already looking for. I've already looked at deep dives, so I was pretty educated on this game beforehand, and even what they showed now just reaffirmed what I already believed. So I'm actually the opposite of Terrence. Like that Clockwork game and this Outer Worlds 2, I want to play this immediately. Like I'm probably gonna play Outer Worlds 1 after today, because that's how much I'm looking forward to playing this. I've been waiting for that kind of RPG Fallout experience, and we played Avowed earlier this year, but like the thing about Outer Worlds is it really leans into like the other RPG aspects, like thievery and like specific skill points in certain areas and stuff like that. It's like really deep and detailed. A lot more choice options. So like if you like that deep kind of RPG Western games are known for, this is what probably a lot of people are looking towards. And overall, I thought the show was at a decent pace. It showed enough of some old games. I will say there were some games missing, like we mentioned earlier, Fable. Expected maybe to see that. It'd been nice to see Gears of War. Getting the Persona remake announcement off the chain.
Yeah.
Clearly, that's really early though, because I think when Persona 3 remake got announced, didn't they show a whole trailer?
Yeah,
Really
it
got leaked on Instagram.
Yeah, they had like a release
Right.
date and everything for it. I think a release window. This one they didn't have anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. High on Life 2. I wasn't high on Life 1. So yeah, that's for somebody.
I mean,
It's not me.
It's weird in a fun way. I just, you know me. You already know what I'm gonna say and
First
why.
person.
First person.
Yeah, you got it. But I mean, like, other than that, I do think it's kind of cool looking. It's just like they're having fun with the sci-fi elements, and I think that's a good idea. It's a way to stand out. So
If
having
anything,
fun
I'm
is
glad
great.
that
it just
something like that
looks
could get a
annoying to me.
sequel.
I am
Oh,
glad that you could get like a weird project like this to get a sequel. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It does feel like a lot of the maybe like a few years ago, there were a lot of new games that came out that you just wouldn't expect to be franchises that just became franchises. That's kind of cool. But yeah, overall, the top hit level thoughts. I thought the show was really good. I think I'm pretty similar to Terrence. I might give it like a 8.5. I just think there were some other games I would have really liked to see here that I was kind of disappointed on. But the actual conference, I think, did exactly what it needed to do. Showed reaffirmed some games that we knew about. We got to see more of Dawnwalker. That was a game I was thinking I wanted to see more from. We got to see more from my brain froze. We got to see more of a couple games. Anyway, so yeah, I think it was pretty good. I'll give it about an 8.5.
Yeah, I got the list.
Yeah.
All good.
All right,
yeah,
Will.
8.5.
8.5. Okay, fair enough. So we got a 9, we got an 8.5. Will, where do you stand? What was quick top level thoughts? And then we'll dive into some of the games, not all of them, because there's a lot of games, there's a lot of stuff, and this is a long podcast. So, but I do want to give like some time to some of these. But what did you think, Will?
Yeah, but just right off rip, Xbox really kind of hit it out the park for me with this one. I'm agreeing with Terrence that I wasn't necessarily taken out of everything. I was kind of like, oh, what could this be? What is this? They didn't come in and be like, oh, this is gonna be this, and that. They didn't give me like no little short synopsis before they gave a trailer. It was just more like, hey, we got something right here for you. World premiere. Let's see this trailer. They got right to it, and that's a good thing. Like, it's like they weren't trying to waste your time with this whole like conference here. So I definitely give this like high marks. Me seeing Persona 4 Revival, like I said, they missed out on being rerun because of the TV, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, I like that. I like everything they did. They even sold me on some of the stuff they got coming up. So
yeah,
I got to give them at least a good 9 on this one. Xbox did their job.
I'm also going to go along the lines of, I think I'm going to go 8.5. I do think, before this happened, there was a post, I think either on X or on Twitter, on Blue Sky, from Aaron Greenberg of Xbox, where he was like, he basically said, hey, man, let me see if I get the exact quote. Look forward to the show, but don't overhype it too much. We sort of burned the house down last year. And I, in response to that, I was like, because I was on Reddit, I was like, I think if they show off Fable, Clockwork Revolution, Gears of War E-Day, Persona 4 Remake, Call of Duty, State of Decay, and some Starfield DLC, I was like, that's probably the best you're going to get out of this showcase. And then, like, all of those games were either heavily rumored or shown off last year and supposed to come out next year. And we saw 2 of those games. Wait, 3? 3. Because Call of Duty did show up at the end, Clockwork Revolution, and then Persona 4 Remake. We saw 3 of those games. I'm like, man, where's E-Day? Like, y'all hyped up E-Day last year. Where's Fable? Y'all hyped up Fable last year. Like, and it was supposed to come out this year. So where's Fable? So it's very weird that some of these games didn't show up. But I still think overall it was a good showcase. They had so many, and then like they kept it at a breathless pace. It is the opposite of the Jeff Keighley thing. Not so much that it becomes a problem because everything had room, but like you never, like Terrence said, there was never a chance for you to feel bored because they just kept going and kept introducing new stuff. And it was like, well, if you don't like this, you'll like the next thing, or maybe you'll like the thing after that. And it will be maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes between the games. So very well done from them. I personally think Xbox always has a good show. Yeah. I've thought Xbox has had a good show since 2021. I'm very rarely bored when I watch their shows. I think they've been trying their hardest. It's really down to like how much you care about first party games as to how much you're gonna like their shows. And I mean, like, I'm a PC gamer. I don't give a fuck about no first party games regardless. So
real quick, speaking of PC, do you all think this will be like so I know it's gonna run Xbox games, but do you think it'll also run like Steam stuff and everything? Like, will this essentially be like Xbox's version of a Steam Deck?
Yes,
So
because they were
SteamOS,
showing like hold on, let me go back because
SteamOS like a little while ago announced that they're starting to use their OS with other devices. So that's very possible it'll be on the ROG Ally.
there's a part in here where it says something about Windows. And it just showed you going through different like apps. Yeah, okay. See, you can go into regular
swap
like
apps,
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
BattleNet,
Okay.
Discord, Xbox gaming app. So Steam is
Okay.
probably going to be included in that.
Okay. Wow. Well, I mean, that's hella competition for the Steam Deck then. It kind of makes me wonder how that's going to step it up.
It does seem like it's time for Steam Deck 2.0. It's been, I mean, like the Steam Deck 1 came out what 2022, 2021.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So it's about time for them to step it up and give us another handheld that has like the power that you would expect. I do want to know, because man, that Ally X is pretty powerful. Holy shit. They're not fucking around like that. That's going to be a serious system to game on for the future.
Yeah.
And I want to know what the price point is. They said it was coming out later this year, right?
You said holiday 2025.
Yeah.
Speaking of, the one criticism I do have, man, they teased Silksong a lot.
Did they
and gave
ever?
us no Silksong trailer, no release date, just...
Bro, they said specifically it's going to be released the same day
as the ROG Ally X.
We don't even have a trailer for the game since what, 2-3 years ago?
Them and Nintendo, no, like they pretty much have. They showed the game without really showing an actual trailer, and it's weird. It's like the weirdest promotion for a game I think I've seen in quite some time.
What's the developer for Silksong?
Who is it? Will?
Team Cherry.
Okay.
Who?
Team Cherry.
Team Cherry.
Team Cherry. All right, Xbox, stop letting Team Cherry give you the okie doke.
I
This is the
promise
second
you,
time.
I'm so
like
goddamn tired of it.
3 years ago, when this podcast first started, they did a show and they were like, "Hey, all these games are gonna be out in the next 12 months," and they had to delay Avowed, and that was okay. But then Silksong just like, "Hey man, we can't get it. Sorry, Silksong just vanished." Now it's back again, and y'all talking about, "Hey man, it'll be out on the same day as our new handheld." And it's like, man, the boy is giving y'all the okie doke. They ain't said nothing. They ain't got no trailer for you, nothing, no date, nothing. So you just hoping that they come out on the same day. We'll see. I suppose we'll see.
At this point, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
see.
gonna say this openly. I was gonna draft that bitch. I was like, all right, as soon as the trailer, I'm gonna throw out a lot of remaining money on the Fantasy Critic. But then I saw no trailer, no date, just out in there. I said, no, I'm not falling for that. I refuse.
Will
Nobody
has
else
it.
can fall for that shit.
Will's been the champion for the game, so if anybody deserves to
mean,
have it, it's him.
You damn right I do. Team Cherry, pull up. I swear to goodness, if I come through with a battering ram, y'all gonna have to give me a game. God damn it. I'm tired of waiting.
All I'm gonna say is draft it if you want to and see what happens, because I still don't believe it yet. Until I see a trailer.
I'm
and
coming with
date.
razor blades and lemon juice if they don't have my goddamn game this year.
My God.
Quit bullshitting me.
My God. Okay, real quick. Blood of Dawnwalker. You know what, Keem? I actually came out less hyped for it than I was the first time I saw it. Am I alone in that?
It looks fine.
Yes.
But it doesn't look innovative.
Right.
As you would think like a vampire, Witcher leaning RPG would be.
I don't know
That
what,
looks
like
fine.
maybe a deep dive into the systems and the story would make me change my mind. But looking at it here, it would just look like any action RPG.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, all right.
I think it's the colors. It's like it feels so muted in this trailer. Everything's like really dark. You barely can see anything. I mean, it's vampire, so that makes sense. I mean, it's
talked
vampire.
about this the other day. That's that dark fantasy shit. Keep stabbing y'all in the back. Yeah, it's like, if you're not really interesting in your art design, the fact that you're gonna want, like, dark fantasy requires like muted colors and shit. And so if you're not really interesting in your art design, the muted color palette is gonna drag you down and just make that shit look kind of boring.
Yeah.
So
well, that's why I like Gothic a little bit more. When they go Gothic, that looks way cooler to me.
Right.
Way cooler. Especially with vampires. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing. I always used to say, if Blade was a white man, nobody would give a damn. And here we go.
Thank God he's not.
They gave Blade. If Blade is a white man, and I'm like, I kind of don't.
That actually is Blade as a white man, but he ain't got no swag though.
To be fair, usually when we see vampires, they usually are just of the European look. So
the European regal.
I mean, I think that's what makes Blade interesting is the fact that he's not that. So
right. But I mean, even like with this, I don't even that's the case because like, imagine an art style that look like Castlevania.
Yeah,
it like look like this. It immediately would pop out more. It's just that it's so muted. It's like vampires in a realistic looking setting, and they don't have a lot of flair, and it's like, ugh.
If you put that, if they had Bloodstained art style, like the new Bloodstained we just saw, but with like HD, like well not HD, but like 3D open world type shit, that would have been instantly more interesting to me than this. This just kind of like I'm like, all right, it's Witcher with fewer powers. Like I got vampire powers. Like, all right,
and Witcher look cooler than this. Even Witcher itself like has an art direction. Like I remember with Geralt's armors, all the cool armors he would get, they had really tight designs to them and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not quite even that. I don't even think it's the setting. It's just the art direction they chose just isn't hit.
It's not it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, like maybe if the combat really does feel good and the gameplay, like the actual storyline is good, it'll be fine. But right now, I'm like, okay, Super Meat Boy, real quick. Anybody interested in this?
I didn't play the original like that, but I know it's a cult classic.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's a cult classic.
A lot of people fuck with Super Meat Boy, so I mean it was a highly reviewed game when it came out, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People loved it.
It was a big deal.
Big deal.
Let's skip ahead. Beast of Reincarnation.
That was a surprise.
That was a surprise.
To see Game Freak working on something that's not Pokemon and not Nintendo related, wow. I wonder.
They got a Pokemon game coming out this year, right?
Yeah, they do. I wonder what kind of money moves went behind the scene for that. Like, how did this come to be?
Game Freak occasionally will release a independent project. They just never look this good. Frame rate's a little off, but other than that, they never look
it's
this
very
quite
early.
The game is soon.
Yeah, early. So
but it's 2026, so I think it'll be fine. This does make me wonder to some extent how much of these games looking bad, like Pokemon games looking bad, is on Game Freak, and how much of it is on Pokemon Company being like, it don't need to look no better than what you got.
Part
Probably
of it,
the hardware, to be honest.
I think really the part of it is, and I've watched some videos on this recently. It's just the problem with Pokemon is, in order to get it right, it needs more time. The fact that you have like over 900 Pokemon now, and you have to also choose like which ones are gonna be in the game. That's a problem now too. Is the fact that they can't have all of them in there. And you have to give all of them their own unique animations. That stuff is going to take time, and you really only get one Pokemon a generation at this point if they did it that way, and they don't want to do it. So, yeah.
I personally think I think that should be more common, actually. One Pokemon game a generation, and you can just add Pokemon. Like, you start out with a roster of maybe 300 Pokemon, and then you could just add Pokemon back in. New Pokemon, old Pokemon, you can add Pokemon back in and just like expand it out over the course of the generation and just add in gym leaders. You could go to different areas, different gym leaders, that type shit. I think that would be a better solution than we going to release a new Pokemon every year. And it's going to be like, all right, sometime, and it's going to look mid, and it's going to have like, you can be locked into just a handful of characters. Like, I think they need to embrace the seasonal model a little bit. This game looks great. But this is part of the reason I docked Xbox. Because what the fuck was the point? They were showing off so much of this game. I thought they were going to be like, coming March 2026 or some shit. And then they was like, when it's ready. I'm like, why the hell is the trailer so long?
For this much, like this game, like it's been, like they've been putting some work into it.
Yeah, like they've been in the studio.
it looks like it has a ton of potential as a game. Love the art style. Love the not cyberpunk, but steampunk vibes. Love the clockwork, mechanical like robots and shit. Love the time dilation, like you playing with time and you can rewind time and shit. I like all of that. I just don't know why. I was like, this took up a lot of time from the showcase for it to just be like, hey, we don't know when it's coming out. Like, it looks ready, and to have this here and not Fable kind of bothers me.
That makes
if
me
I'm
think,
being nitpicky.
That makes me think that, well, A, they've never done a game like this before.
Yeah.
To this degree. But B, it makes me think that, like, they might have all the major stuff done, but the issue at this point is, like, optimization and things of that nature. And they want to get it just right before they announce a release date. That's what I would think. Because this looks really far along to me.
I mean, also with everything that's coming out next year, at least what they showed us is supposedly come out next year, because for all we know, half the shit could be pushed back. I mean, this could be, if they wanted to be, a 2027 game.
Yeah, totally.
That's true.
And I thought it would be a 2027 game anyway, because 2026 was packed. Gears of War, Fable, and then you got some of the games that they announced today. I thought that 2026 was already going to be busy, and so 2027 you needed something, and this could have been that. So
yeah.
Let's see. Aphelion.
Mm.
Was that the Don't Nod game?
Yeah.
That was the one where the woman's in space, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's with the European Space Agency.
Okay. Yeah, that one looks cool.
So, is there any details in this game? Is it like a survival game or an adventure game?
I'm about to hit up Gematsu right now.
Is it Tomb Raider in space?
I would not be mad at that. Don't
feels like that. Yeah.
Don't
Space
threaten
Raider.
me with a great time. I love
Don't Not
Tomb
announce
Raider.
the sci-fi action adventure game.
Okay.
So there's got to be some level of action to it.
Okay.
You're exploring an uncharted planet, armed with only your explorational tools, Pathfinder, oxygen tank, grappling hook, more. You must face the terrain, you must face the unknown, traverse treacherous terrain. And gather clues about the strange reality-bending phenomenon threatening your existence. Hide to survive. So I don't know. This seems like more of a stealth-based game. They keep saying action, but I'm like, with action, you fighting.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they keep saying action. Because it said hide to survive.
Right. When I looked at it, I was like, they didn't show any combat. This looks more like getting around traversal, survival,
right,
type stuff. But it does look very Tomb Raider-y to a degree too.
Helpless on the edge of the solar system, the Hope 01 crew faces a brutal new world and the echoes of a complicated past. Ariane, Montclair, and Thomas Cross share a deep connection, a relationship left unresolved by the demands of their careers and their mission.
Oh, Lord.
Facing overwhelming odds, their fractured bond becomes a lifeline as they grasp in the dark for one another.
It kind of sounds like what was that? It also sounds like a mix of the movie Gravity, to an extent. Anyone who's seen Gravity, like, being alone in space, except like in Gravity, the main character wasn't like on a planet; she was like literally in space.
Yeah.
What was the other
I
remember Gravity now. You're right.
That looked really good. That came out right after this. There are no ghosts at the Grand.
Yeah.
That
knee deep in space.
That looked fire.
Yeah, that did look
fire. And it
described,
totally.
It's described as a narrative-driven musical adventure.
If anything, that's another thing I want to give Xbox like a lot of like new IP. I think that that's really cool. The fact that they were able to have a showcase and so many games that we hadn't heard of previously showed up and they looked fun, or at least it looked interesting.
Agree.
Yeah.
And then someone spending money on like high budget, weird new IPs, and I love that.
Yeah.
We spend so much time talking about how many games are games as a service or Souls-like. That's become kind of a thing that people are starting to revolt against, and Metroidvanias and all of that. And now here you go with like Aphelion, and there are no ghosts at the Grand, and even Residents of Plague Tale Legacy. Like, that's still like a new franchise that's been turned into a proper actual franchise instead of it just being a game that comes out and then everybody forgets about it.
Man, the bait and switch on this game was crazy.
There was so much going on, and you're like, what?
I was like, you clean up this hotel. They got some music and stuff. This is a nice little cozy game. Don't let them know what you actually doing, dog. They're gonna kill you. Like what?
So it's described decorator by day, ghost hunter by night. So that's what you are. Unleash the vacuum on vengeful spirits, expose invisible assailants with a paint sprayer, or subdue slithering spooks with a well-aimed bookcase to the face for using the furniture cannon. So yeah, it's fun. It looks fun and weird. And I hope that it's I hope that it does well. I hope it's like a good game.
Yeah.
MUDANG, Keen, you want to talk about MUDANG a little bit? You're the Splinter Cell guy.
I mean, I want to talk. I did like what I saw from MUDANG, but even though I said Splinter Cell, that felt more like an action game.
It was a little bit. It was after Age of Mythology, which was a little bit after this.
When they showed all the characters,
right there,
I was like, is this like a game as a service, or is there like, this is like a large cast they showed at the end?
To my knowledge, there's no. Well, let me not lie to you. I'll look it up, see if I can find something. It's not on Gematsu though.
Yeah, the setting was pretty cool. I think for me, I just want to know just more. Like I saw, it was like some cool stealth elements, like action elements. But it was like so many different agents. Unless there's like an element of character creation or something I don't know about.
It's described as a political action thriller set in near future Korea. And the game follows two primary characters, Ji Jong-tae, an elite North Korean special forces operative, and Gavi, a K-pop idol living under constant surveillance.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
Very
So that's
interesting.
cool. So if it's two protagonists, that means that there's just customization in this game. Then.
Probably like
'Cause he
really
had a
like
lot of
intense
variety of looks.
customization.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
Yeah, but this feels more like more of an action game than a stealth game. Although I saw stealth in there. This feels like way more leans into that because they got zombies.
I think since there's two protagonists, one character will do the action, the other character.
Yeah, like obviously
like
the military
Shadowrun.
guy. Yeah, obviously the military guy will do the action, and the K-pop idol, she's gonna be the one trying to just get by.
But I will say this is a lot different from what I usually see coming out in Korea because like, a lot of them be like the hardcore action games or like the MMOs,
Some type of
RPGs,
gacha game.
a lot of fantasy stuff. So this is different, and I kind of like. So yeah, I just want to see more from it, and if they have more detail, I'll check it out.
Will, you want to talk about Persona 4 Revival? Like, why do you think it's coming out next year, or do you think it's further out?
I think it's a little further out because they only showed us very little of that. We only seen him running down like the main street in Inaba. That's all we really saw, and they showed off some of the locations that you could go there. I seen the temple. That's kind of what tipped me. Then the TVs did it, so I was like, okay, this is definitely Persona.
Yeah,
but with what little they've shown us, I don't think we're gonna see much of it like right now on the screen. We got this, and then that temple kind of let me know. I was like, oh, we're back in Inaba again, but I don't think this is happening in 2026. If it is, that means that once they put the hands down on Reload, they went straight to this.
So I'm gonna ask it again.
I don't think it's happening.
2026.
It's 27.
When is Persona 6?
28. No, 29.
Nice.
They going now. I will say this.
Now, this is my reason for saying that is because we're at this point here where they've been going back to like 3 and 4 and then putting out the stuff for 5 and everything else under the sun, and then we got the gacha game getting ready to slide out in global. They could prove me wrong and make this 26, and then 28 we'll see 6. But it's up in the air with Atlas because Atlas just kind of do what they do. They just like, we're gonna get this done, we're gonna put this out, and then we're gonna do something else. The other thing that I'm worried about with P4 Revival is the golden content. Are they going to do the same thing they did with Reload? That's the other problem I'm worried about.
Good point.
If they're gonna slide that piece of content out of the game and be like, here, buy this expansion pass to get these costumes, these extra music tracks, and this story piece that we've been meaning to add. Because if they split it off, then that right there is going to decide a lot of people buying that game.
I feel like it'd be harder to do that with Golden because Golden, like, that was pretty like as opposed to Persona 3 where like I guess like was done after, and that can be pretty much like its own thing. Golden, that kind of just added stuff more to the story that intertwined. So I don't think you could do that as DLC. If you did, that'd be a weird choice on Atlas's part. I put it that way.
Yeah, it would be, but that's the other thing too. Atlas is likely to pull an Atlas, and that's what scares me.
Yeah.
Keem, you had something you wanted to say about Persona.
Yeah, I would say like with Persona games, I would say, Sage, when do you think the new consoles come out?
2028.
Persona love putting them out close to the end of a generation.
That's true.
So
that is
very true.
I would not be surprised. 2027. That sounds like a good year.
Well, no, P5 came. P4 Golden was put on PS2 at the end, like beyond the end. It was like 2008. But like P5 came out in Japan in 2016, and then in America in 2017. And I mean, the gen kept going. That was like mid-gen. So
yeah, because that was supposed to be originally a PS3 game.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, because it got delayed.
So. Yeah.
Invincible
it would have been.
Versus,
it just got delayed.
How do y'all feel Invincible versus like another 3-on-3 tag fighter? What's this do to 2XKO?
That was a shock. You said, what does it do to 2XKO?
I don't think the Invincible game is a threat to 2XKO.
Nah, I don't think so
same
either.
Way
Not at all. This isn't a threat to that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, the only reason I mentioned MK was because they even themselves in the trailer said fight. So it's obvious they're kind of going in that direction as like the violent fighter. I don't know. I mean, has Skybound done a fighting game before?
Skybound's basically a new studio.
Okay.
I guess
they have this, and they're also doing Marvel 1943.
Okay.
Dude.
I mean, we'll have to see how it shapes up. I mean, also, since it's a 3v3 game, you're going to have a certain amount of characters to keep things interesting. So,
right.
I don't know.
Like?
I'm getting Skybound confused with Skydance New Media, and I do think there is a tie there. My bad. My mistake.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, okay, you cool.
Skybound has done The Walking Dead, Slime Rancher. Oh, no. They published Slime Rancher. So this is weird. They seem more of a publisher than anything. I don't know.
Well, they did The Walking Dead, and Invincible was the same guy who created both. So it makes sense.
Which Walking Dead game did they?
That's a good point.
Because there are some out there. There's some stinkers. So
they did Walking Dead the final season.
Yeah.
The story game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This does kind of remind me of like Injustice.
Yeah, it's very Injustice-esque. It's a faster looking Injustice.
It is much faster.
It's like, well, I tell you what, it's Injustice mixed with Marvel Infinite. That's what it looks like to me. And I mean,
good or bad?
Well, me mentioning Marvel Infinite is definitely not a bad thing because like the fighting was the part that people praised it for. It was just the presentation that was ass and the character roster.
Give the violent superhero game over to this and let DC go get a real fighting game. Stop this. Like, I want a DC character game that's like true to DC comics and not this like needlessly like, oh, Superman's an authoritarian monster that's taking over the planet and he done threw hands with everybody and somehow keep winning even though they keep coming up with ways to stop him. Cut that out. Like, just give me a DC game and then let this be the violent superhero game and we can call it a day.
They said no.
But if we get Injustice 3, Rakeem ain't going to be mad. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I played Justice 2 religiously. Both of them.
I think this was a good shadow drop right here. I think releasing Final Fantasy 16 today, I think that was a good
That
deal.
was a good shadow drop.
Yeah, it was a nice one.
And now they finally it's everywhere now.
Did they have a date for 7?
I gotta go back and see.
Well, I guess we'll see in just a few seconds.
Yeah. This said this winter.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, winter.
So now they just have to wait for
Rebirth.
They have to wait to get the next game.
It didn't take that long to get them out on remake, yes, but like 16 didn't take that long to get them ported.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, this feels intentional on Sony's part. Like, hey, you can't go to our competitor until 2 years after the fact because it came to PC fairly quickly. And I assume Square is already working out a deal to make sure that the Final Fantasy Genesis,
Reunion.
whatever the fuck they wind up calling it.
Reunion, Return.
Yeah, Return, like whatever they wind up calling it. That game, I assume, will be multi-plat on launch. Like, even if they have to rework the deal with Sony.
It's going to have to be.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice anymore.
They don't have a choice anymore.
This game was good, though. So I hope
absolutely
people enjoy it.
I'm just telling you, Square, if that shit come out and you say it didn't meet expectations, at that point, it's just you. Y'all the problem.
This looks weird. Double Fine's last or most recent new game.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Very
from
unique.
Psychonauts. And it what did they say was coming out this year?
They did say, I think they said holiday
October
2025 or something like that.
Keeper?
Did they give an actual release date?
October 17th.
They did, October 17th.
Okay. Oh.
Now, I know Double Fine does a lot of Kickstarter campaigns. Was this also a Kickstarter game?
Double Fine got bought by Microsoft. So this should not be
right. That's right. So that's all.
Oh, no, they got it.
Yeah.
They got it.
Yeah, Psychonauts 2 was the last one that they did. They technically did a Kickstarter
I ain't gonna
for.
lie. And I like weird stuff, but this is.
I like weird stuff, but like I'm a walking lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Like, all right, man. I don't understand the goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
This seems like a game where even though I want to try, to branch out when I can, I probably just watch someone else stream this rather than play it myself.
Right.
Somebody gonna say you should play this under the influence, man.
These are one of those games that benefits from Xbox Game Pass. Because I see most people just buying this outright. Game Pass would make, you know what? Let me see what this shit talking about.
So I do want to rain on everybody's parade, or at least me and King's parade.
Uh-oh.
The Outer Worlds 2 is going to be $80.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
I got Xbox Game Pass. So it ain't going to be $80 for me.
I don't blame you.
All right, here we go. Nintendo done open the doors.
Nintendo opened the floodgates. So
Nintendo opened the doors. Now I need the ushers to close them.
I don't think that's a good idea. Like, it was a decent IP, but it's not one of those games like, I got to have, this is one of the greatest game series of all. It's not that strong, man.
Unless you think you got Baldur's Gate 3 over there. Like, if you think you got a Baldur's Gate 3 quality game, and by the end of the year, people are going to be talking about it. But, like, even though I liked everything I saw, I don't feel the groundswell of hype from what we saw in the deep dive that Baldur's Gate 3 offered. So I don't know about $80. Like, that seems high.
And then on top of that, remember with Baldur's Gate 3, that was an early access game. So a lot of people had already bought that game.
People got
early access and just played the full version.
Yes.
When it was done. So yeah, I don't.
They might have shot themselves in the foot with that one.
Don't do that. Just don't.
I feel like that's a publisher. That's probably a publisher choice more so than theirs.
Same.
Absolutely. Don't set their own price.
But I mean, it's kind of a bummer, and it makes me think that we're gonna see a lot more $80 games. Makes me wonder, is Ninja Gaiden gonna be $80?
Oh shit! Nah, Ninja Gaiden should not be $80. You better cut it out.
Most of them games should be $80.
I would much rather buy $50 Expedition 33 and $50 Oblivion than pay for one game for $80.
Yeah,
yes,
for real.
Absolutely.
Dead ass.
But I mean, I think that's gonna do it. That was our reaction to the Xbox Game Showcase, the Outer Worlds 2 Direct, and the surprise Grounded 2 Direct. Let us know what you thought of the show in the comments. What'd you love? What'd you hate? Do they have any future hits on their hands? Once again, if you're new and liked what we do here, give us a subscribe, like, come back next time. Until then, have an excellent week. Peace.
Peace.